I tried. I tried. And it didn't work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Look at this shit. Okay. What's up, y'all? Yeah, I tried the OBS. The Wi-Fi signal still not strong enough, so we're not gonna do OBS. We're live right here, right now. I don't wanna. I don't want the skipping with the audio to be happening. So yeah, we're gonna do it from right here. I'm still gonna roll me something up. All right. And we're going to get into the first clip. We're going to go ahead and get into the first clip. And I know some people already in the live that were listening in the OBS, but it was skipping too much. Well, I could see it skipping, but I couldn't tell if it was skipping because I was shooting live, right? So I couldn't turn up the volume, but we're finna go ahead and get into it. Let me play a little music to start off just because we want to get a little time to go ahead and roll one up. Oh, let's play this. Let me see. What's up, y'all coming in? If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We got Cuomo. Yeah. We got my guy. He finna analyze this with us. Carmelo Anthony case. He also has a special guest on here. Let me see which one. Oh, I like this song.
Put you on the shit bag. Make everywhere you go a fucking restroom. Can't stay at a line back.
Yeah.
Make your next move be your best. Image grew up in these out of South Memphis, Clementine Hall. Now I'm in can't stay looking for a way out, looking for a way to move them zones. My nigga try and get 7, I'm a front of 8, that's 15 motherfucking balls. Yeah, you do the math, that's 2 every ounce, that's 48 grand in the loan. I'm getting 20 my devout, yeah, drinking on yeah, smoking out a motherfucking bone. I got my old head drinking out some styrofoam like you playing motherfucking bird pong. Yeah, semi-automatic. Somebody with that sagging. I'ma put you in the motherfucking attic. I was solid in I was cleaning up the mother vacuum. Yeah, put you on the shit. Make everywhere you go a fucking restroom. Hey, they just bumping. They just bumping. It's just a little interlude. Yeah. Listen to what I said. Hey, Blocstarr Imis, I killed it out. Memphis, South Memphis, Clementine Hall. Yeah. Looking for a way out, looking for a way to move them zones. My nigga try and get 7. I'm a front of 8, that's 15 motherfucking balls. Yeah, you do the math. That's 2 every ounce, that's 48 grand in a loan. I'm getting 20 my devout, drinking on a boss, smoking out a motherfucking bong. I got my old head with me and he drinking out some styrofoam like you playing motherfucking beer pong. Yeah, semi-automatic, somebody with that sagging. I'm a
motherfucking addict. When the Milo came and got me, I was solid as a vacuum. Up the block like a vacuum. Yeah.
Put you on the shit bag. Everywhere you go,
Man, them folks ain't got me. Them folks ain't got me, man. I'm flooring on them folks. At. What's up, y'all? Come on in. Those of you who not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. We're gonna get into it in a minute. I'm trying to roll me. Let me get a little blunt up right quick. Not all rap music has ruined the culture. See, people like Drake don't his rap music. People like Drake's rap music does not ruin the culture. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then don't go saying rap music to ruin the culture now because every time I say some kids and some black kids that got into a situation and I say, oh, they was listening to this song, shit, our government influenced them through rap music, then y'all don't want to talk about how rap music has ruined the culture. So don't start trying to talk about how rap music ruined the culture now. It's what the labels push. Yeah, the labels don't want to sign nobody like me because I'm not going to push their motive. But if they can get somebody who's, if they can get some youth who's happy about the money and fascinated about the money, then they'll use those people like Gorilla. She didn't have no lawyer with her when she signed to Yo Gotti, but he put 500,000 in front of her face and told her to push this narrative, and he started dressing her up in smaller clothes, going to get shit like that, and got her standing in front of the camera on her Instagram twerking and shit. If you ever seen pictures of Gorilla when she first was coming up, before she even really just went viral, but from her social media, she was never the type of female to stand in front of her phone camera and dance and shit. But that's the mode that they pushing. And who they got pushing it? Stupid young black rap artists. Lil Dicky, he got signed. Shout out to Lil Dicky. He one of the white boy rappers I've ever heard since Eminem. They wanted him to push that narrative. Where's Lil Dicky now? He's on tour performing the same album that he first pushed, that first got him signed. He don't even do shit for the labels. He like, nah, this isn't what I want. Snoop Dogg wanted to sign him. He like, nah, this is not what I wanted. He didn't want to push that narrative. Maybe because he was already fortunate as a kid. Maybe because he already lived the life of having money, so money didn't mean nothing to him growing up how he grew up. And I'm talking about Lil Dicky right now. It didn't mean nothing to him. So the money that they offered him couldn't change him and couldn't make him want to influence the youth that follows him to be drug addicts or fucking shooters or all that drill rap shit from shit little Dirk and them was doing. You know what I'm saying? And is in the can right now. See, they get you to push this narrative. They get you to set up your people, and then after you push the narrative and set up your people, then they set you up. You got no evidence against him, but you got his so-called gang members, the people that he a part of a gang with. You got them, people from his hood. You got them his credit cards to get plane tickets and everything like that. Well, he's a street nigga, so you can expect when he makes it, he's gonna take care of his people. And if giving them some of his credit cards with his name on it, because look, if they try to run off with the credit card, he can stop the credit card. But by giving them a credit card, he can really limit the amount of money that he give them. Because if he give them cash and they feel like it's too little, then be jeopardizing his life. But that's just what these young rap fools chose. I mean, Interscope gave Lil Durk $40 million. They knew they couldn't do him like Yo Gotti did Gorilla. They knew they couldn't give Lil Durk 500,000 to push the narrative, and he would. He already had 500,000 times 20. So they gave him 40 million. But only thing that did was the narrative that he was pushing, it made him push that shit until it actually became a part of his life as a rapper. And that's exactly where he fucked up at. But yeah, and then that's another thing. I don't do rap. I don't do rap for kids. I don't try to perform rap at kid events. I do rap for the grown and sexy, mostly for ladies, romantic and shit like that. Um, but it's not for kids' ears, so I don't promote it to kids. I don't stand outside of high schools and try to sell music and shit like that. The kids don't need to hear my music. It's for mature ears, audiences that's not influenced but by they hear, but also what they're shown. Right. So if I'm showing them I'm a then this audience they influenced by me. They like he's just doing the rap for entertainment purposes, and when I want to be entertained, it sounds good. But he's a good person, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck with him. That's I don't really care about. I don't really care about the fame. I just be like, show me the money. I don't care about the fame. I just want the money to make sure that my family is in a good place and they stay in a good place. Um, yeah, that's all that matters to me. Uh, as far as the narrative being pushed, man, these black rappers know what they doing when they sign those contracts, and they are told that they want them to push a narrative. Youth, the young youth where they're from, push the narrative on the youth where you're from. We're gonna make sure we promote it and make you big as possible, so you can start pushing that narrative everywhere over the youth, and that's what they do. Um, but it's not just their fault. It's the parents' fault too, because I monitor everything that my daughters watch and do on the internet. They're not able to have social media. They can go on YouTube, but I monitor everything they do. They can't just watch what they want to. Oh, Chris Brown is popular and you heard about it at school. Well, if you watch it at school and dad find out, you're going to get your ass whooped, right? Because you're disobeying what I told you. But about it at school and you come home, you're never going to watch it at home. No, not until you're of age. Chris Brown made music for kids when I was a kid. That's when he was a kid, right? Teenager, preteen. Now, Chris Brown is around the same age as me. His music is no longer for kids. It's for my age group, right? But if you let kids listen to Chris Brown music, they'll get curious and, you know what I'm saying, start trying to do shit that's in the music. But Chris Brown, a bad person. He doesn't influence the kids to do anything bad. He's making the music for the adults. It's just the adults are not parenting their kids to keep them from listening to certain music that they're not supposed to listen to. My auntie used to monitor everything, me, my brothers and sisters and cousins, her kids. She used to monitor everything that we listened to. And when we was kids, we could really, the only music that we could have a choice in what we wanted to hear was what type of gospel song you want to hear. Or you want to hear a gospel song from Kurt Franklin and his choir, you want to hear a gospel song from Ty Tribbett, you want to hear a gospel song from Mary, you didn't get to, and all this stuff, man. My auntie let you hear, I mean, my auntie hear you listening to some motherfucking rap, she gonna be like, and you know the rap song, she gonna be like, yeah, go get that book that you was reading yesterday and let me see how much you know about that book. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't know enough about that book, you get your ass whooped because you focused on the wrong thing. That's why I'm 35 and I'm not locked up in jail and I got a whole fucking family and a whole fucking nice ass house. My kids go to good schools and all of that. My baby son, he's growing and he's smarter and smarter and he's nothing but 1.5 years old. And yesterday his mom was talking to him to see if she could get him to talk. Her ears, and she said ears. And this is at 1.5, and he did filling up his face and grabbed his ears and said ears. Now that's good. What's up? What's up, Zoe? You back? What's up, Zoe? Shout out Zoe XZZ. Yeah, that's my people. Good morning, Zoe. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I know it's morning where you at now. You doing all right, Zoe? Let me see. Yeah, but yeah, it's all about monitoring what your kids watch and listen to. I don't want my daughters to listen to Glorilla. I don't allow them to listen to Sexy Red. I don't allow them to listen to City Girls. I don't allow them to listen to none of that. They can listen to Taylor Swift. My babies can listen to Taylor Swift. I don't think we're gonna see Carmelo in 18 years. I keep on telling y'all, that nigga got 6 lawyers, and they top them folks is not, man. Since when, uh, 6 of the top firms with 6 of the top attorneys, each one of them is top attorneys or either the owner or the president of the firm. Well, since when you seen 6 attorneys, 6 law firms team up together and lose a case? Now, when you can point that out to me or drop it down below in the comments, then I see. You hear me? Other than that, hell to the fuck now. Man, some folk crazy. Them man said, I see you in 18 years, Carmelo. You wish. I bet if you had a son and he killed somebody, you'll let your son, and your son ain't never hurt nobody, ain't got no criminal record or nothing. I bet you'll let your son go to jail for 18 years, 35 years. Yeah. You'll let the court system just fuck your son over. He got scholarships and everything. He's a team captain. God damn it. He never had a criminal record. Talking about some see you in 18 years. Yeah, you'll tell your son the same thing, wouldn't you? You probably ain't got no son. Probably ain't got no kids. And most of the people that's talking, they selfish ass people. They ain't got no kids or nothing, so they don't feel for nobody but they self. They ain't got kids or nothing, so they can't even tell how a person would feel if a part of them, because a kid is a part of their parents. The kid comes from their dad into their mom. Their mom body nurtures their kid for 9 months before it's birthed into the world. That's the parents are losing a part of them. And you can sit up and say that. How about rap music? Um, done drove the kids crazy. Now it's these slacking ass parents and these adults that's selfish, that don't have no kids, that sit around and influence our kids on the internet with all this stupidity. Got these kids out here with no souls because the adults is out here with no souls. How you expect any kid in this new generation to have a soul if the adults, the ones that run the world, the ones that run the US, the ones that run these kids' cities, they ain't got no souls? Now let's start at the adults first, because we the ones who show these kids what the fuck to do and where the fuck to go and which way to turn and to look both ways before they cross the street. Yeah. Yeah. And most of the stupid ass people is like this nature this nature person. They got an eagle profile picture, so you don't know who they is, and they can just chat, just put up hates talk and see how many people in the chat that they can get hate on a kid with them. It sound like a stupid ass. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I don't let my kids listen to Gorilla, none of those people, because of the way they dress and the shit that they say. My daughters is 12 and 11. They won't be walking around the house talking about at the red light twerking on some headlights. No, the fuck you won't. Get your ass in the room and read. And when you do good in school, mom and dad will take stuff. Like take you to the arcades here in Memphis, Incredible Pizza, where they got the goat carts and shit that you can ride inside, indoors. Main event, they got laser tag. Now, and mom and dad is gonna go and do kid stuff with y'all. We go in the laser tag with y'all, and we gonna put on them laser tag vests, and we gonna have some family fun. We gonna raise y'all and do stuff like that, so you can not just tell y'all about how to be a good person and how to stay a kid. We're gonna show y'all how to be a good person and how to stay a kid and how not to want to grow up too fast. But now we got so many parents that'll let their kid, man, give them the tablet. The kid in there crying, give them the tablet. You're not gonna go in there and see about your kid. You're not gonna go in there and check on your kid. It could be an issue that they need to talk to their parents about. They need to tell a grown person. You're not gonna see him. He's fine. Give him the tablet. Okay, so now the tablet is finna nurture him. And what is he doing on the tablet? Is he playing Call of Duty like me? Because I can play Call of Duty, and Call of Duty don't influence me at all. If I have a problem, I'm not gonna go after every person I see like I can do on Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. Those games don't influence me. And if I'm on them more than an hour, I get bored. I have to get off of them. It's tiring to be on the game that long. Some people can sit on the game all day. And some people make money off of it. I mean, make millions of dollars of sitting on the game all day. Watch this though. You sitting on the game all day. You making millions of dollars. What's you spending the millions of dollars on? If you're sitting on the game all day. which means you're buying shit on the internet, Amazon, all of that, okay? Which still means you're sitting on the game all day. So now you're being lazy. You ain't never getting up too much. You're not thinking about eating too much. You're thinking about making money from playing a damn game and how many viewers you got and all of this shit. You're becoming lazy. Your mindset is becoming lazy. If you got any kids around, they want to be just like that. They want to be able to sit up on the game all day, not have to go to school. This is what we teaching our kids to portray. Look at moron. I'm gonna call you moron, okay? Instead of name moron 8841. Boy, you are sick. You gotta be racist. Yeah, I bet you white in the motherfucker. Stupid ass. Boy, bet your kids the same way if you got any. And that's why kids get hurt. Nature, you are fucking stupid. I said that I wasn't gonna call him his name. I was gonna call him Moron 8841 because he obviously is constantly saying watermelon felon in my chat. Stupid. I hate stupid ass people. And it's like you so quick to speak, but you don't even understand what's going on. You listening to me, but you're not reading. And you're talking about somebody that don't know how to read. And he must be your boyfriend. You taking up for a whole nother grown ass man that's constantly calling the kid watermelon. How you look? Are you in jail, my nigga? Get out my fucking chat. Oh, the irony. Yeah, you sound like somebody racist. I love racist ass haters like you because then I can get on your ass. Yeah, but I don't let my kids listen to none of that shit. And this is why I keep my kids off the internet. Because of people like this, they influence our kids. Our kids will think that shit is funny, and then they'll go around somebody at school saying that shit and get themselves in put in harm's way. Yeah, they get themselves put in harm's way. And a lot of white kids are gonna get themselves put in harm's way because they on the internet and they see a lot of racist ass white people saying watermelon felon, and they gonna go to school one day and call a black kid watermelon felon, and there you go. There's another white kid dead because of pride. And the white kid that's dead from calling the black kid watermelon felon, they only called him that because of pride. So they start being prideful because of some stupid ass shit they seen a white adult do online, because a white kid is gonna follow a white adult before they follow a black adult. Just like a black kid is gonna follow a black adult before they follow a white adult. That's why I tell my wife, I say, don't let none of them fucking gay ass Roof Paul commercials play in front of my black son. Don't let none of them black ass gay men commercials play in front of my black son while I'm at work. You know why? Because little black boys don't play none of them rap music videos in front of my son. Little black boys are gonna look up to black men, rich black men, before they look at a rich white man. Same thing with little white boys. They're gonna look up to a rich white man if they want to be something in life. They're gonna look up to the rich white man before they look up to a rich black man. They're gonna, because they're a kid, they're gonna be programmed to want to be like what they see they look like. Why you think you got so many little black boys nowadays that's gay? You know, right now today, that's gay because the media has put on right now in movies and in TV and in television entertainment, the industry has put on so many black men for being gay and lesser black men for being straight. Right. And then when they put the gay black man on, they push the gay narrative all through the show. That shit is sickening. Because what little white boy is sitting up watching a black man in a show, be a black show with gay black men in it, saying, I want to be like that man. The man don't even look like him. I mean, what white kid is sitting up watching a show with a gay black man on it, with multiple gay black men scenes in it, and I want to be like him. I want to be a movie star like that black man when I grow up. You don't get that. He's saying he wants to be a movie star like fucking Will Ferrell, like Adam Sandler. But you got little black boys, they want to be a comedian and a movie star like Damian Wayans and Marlon Wayans. But every fucking scary movie Marlon Wayne does, he doing a gay scene in it. He letting a ghost hit him from the back end. You got Kevin Hart sitting up there. He's supposed to be the top comedian. Not the top black comedian, the top comedian in the world, but he's a black man and he's there letting the white man humiliate and roast him and every black actor on the stage. You think I want my son to be like Kevin Hart? No, I don't want you to be like Kevin Hart. You think I want my daughters to be like Regina Hall? Used to love Regina Hall. I thought she was one of the nicest black women ever until I seen her on the Kevin Hart roast talking about his dad. And him and her, they just laughing and she acting like, hold on, I'm getting this from your mother. She said, Roger Oates that she wants to fuck him in heaven. No, wait, she said there's not really a heaven. And he just sitting back laughing. Regina, don't you start. Nigga, she is talking about your mom who's dead, nigga. Respect your mom that she's dead, nigga. What is wrong with y'all? And that shit is cool. I don't even watch Netflix no more, and I don't pay for Netflix no more. Promote some shit like that is demonic. Talk about the dead, you talking about motherfuckers' husbands, you talking about a man that committed suicide. A black woman's husband that committed suicide, and you're a white man and you're making fun of it constantly. You keep bringing a husband up and how he died and how he committed suicide. This shit is crazy. And motherfuckers sitting around like this shit okay. Cat Williams is the only one who told the truth on there. He said, see, I told y'all Kevin Hart was a puppet, but let me tell y'all how. When I say he's a puppet, I mean the owner of Netflix has his hand so far up Kevin's ass, that if he wiggles his fingers, he can make Kevin do what he want him to do. And that was the real fucking truth. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel for those who coming in. And I mean, and that's what it really was. Like, and he just sitting there like, and then when Cat Williams started talking, everybody that was laughing when they was and talking about the black woman husband, when they was laughing at Regina about Kevin Hart's mother, they was laughing at everybody. But when Cat Williams got up there and he started roasting Kevin Hart ass and telling the truth about him in the industry, he said, well, I heard about the Illuminati, but this looks like the Illuminati, what do you say, something about the varsity, he said this looked like the varsity team for the Illuminati, like basically saying they was a high school Illuminati team. You know what I'm saying? Because they all looked fucked up. They didn't look rich enough, but they sitting here with Kevin Hart and just talking about him, his dead relatives, letting him talk about them. Like this shit was sick. I mean, it was sick. It was sick that we couldn't even sit down and watch that with our kids. If you did sit down and watch it with your kids, you need to go look in the mirror and reiterate with yourself what parenting is and what parenting ain't. You know what I'm saying? That shit was sick. I was just like, Kevin Hart? What? That's what you. I said, them folk, I told everybody, I said, this what they basically did. I said, you sell your soul and you become a part of their society, Illuminati, whatever the fuck they society called. It might not even be called the Illuminati. That's probably some shit they told Tupac because they knew he was going to put it out there and everybody was going to go with that and not focus on what they really is and try to find out what the real name behind them is. Because they whole thing is deception. That's the devil's whole thing, to deceive people. So y'all sit up and y'all make plans to destroy the world through motherfucking apps and music. Through apps and music. And all it's like people don't we don't even watch TV no more. We watch apps. I mean, might watch these apps on TV, but most people watch apps now. God damn it, they got subscriptions everywhere, just like I do. MGM plus subscription. I stopped getting the Paramount junk, stopped getting Netflix, Apple TV subscription, Amazon Prime subscription, Disney subscription for the kids with the Hulu and ESPN bundle. I mean, that's how people watch now. And we have shit like streaming platforms. YouTube being owned by Google, basically being the biggest, one of the biggest streaming platforms. I mean, people watch each other nowadays. But I told people this is what it was getting to. You know, when people won't be tuning in to the news anymore. People know that the news don't give all the facts, right? But they will tune in to the person that lives on the street of the little boy that got shot because they was right there on the street, right? And when they seen the ambulance and all them pull up out there, they took their camera phone and they took their ass outside and they filmed it for us right there. We saw everything that happened, how they moved the body, where they put the body. When the family made it, we saw the family emotion. Like everything was live. News will wait. They will get all that footage, but they won't give it to us. They'll sell it to a bigger station like CNN, and they'll just give us their background story and their narrative on it. Halfway blocking the story, not giving the whole story out because they already sold the story to a bigger media outlet who may decide to use it, who may not decide. But either way, we never get the whole truth with the news stations. We get more truth from YouTube streamers than anything. God damn it, I know some YouTube streamers that done broke some Fed cases and made the Feds pick up the case and have all the evidence they needed from damn near all hearsay. But it was correct. It was hearsay, but it was correct. Footage, I mean, people getting footage from like this person kills this person, right? You will have YouTubers going on the person that did the crime. You will have YouTubers going on their girlfriends' pages, their friends' pages, seeing what everybody say, posting this clip here, posting that clip there, and then somebody will put all those clips together and be like, "Damn, this what happened." Then this will pick up the case and be like, "Your Honor, this is what happened." It's all over social media. We've seen it already. We know. We got the evidence. Yeah, once the evidence hit the internet, It's no way to delete it. Once you put any information into your phone, it's no way to delete it. I mean, you can delete it out your phone, but then you can go into your settings, right? You text somebody, man, I'm gonna hurt you, nigga. Keep messing with my girl. And then he called the police and say this man threatened me through a text message, right? They like, do you still got the text message? He ain't still got the text message. He like, I ain't got that much memory in my phone. I had to delete my text message. They like, well, we need evidence to be able to say that he really did this. He like, well, let me make a complaint against him. And he threatened me. Then, boom, he makes the complaint. They're like, okay, yeah, make the complaint. Boom, he makes the complaint. Now they got a complaint made by a person saying that this person threatened them. Now they can go to the judge and say, hey, judge, can we get a telephone warrant based off this? This man said this man said that, right? Boom. The judge like, y'all my best detectives. I always bring me good cases. Damn right you can get it. Boom. He signed the affidavit. Okay. So when they go and when the judge signed the affidavit and they get this warrant, they take it to the cell phone company. Because even though you deleted that text message, you can go into your settings and go to deleted text messages and still pull those text messages up that you deleted from your phone because they in the cell phone company's cloud, right? So they go to the cell phone company says, yes, we recovered the text messages. It was in deleted text messages. And you ain't think they got no evidence on you. As soon as your ass go up in the court, they play them damn text messages. You like, what the fuck? I deleted those. Lawyer like, shut up. Shut up. Don't say nothing. Like, I deleted those. I deleted those, Your Honor. Boom. That's how the evidence. That's how the evidence they needed against you. Once once you put something into this phone, it ain't no way for you to delete it. That's why I can't understand drug dealers nowadays. They do everything through the phone. Everything that's done through the phone, that's recorded. Everything that's done through the chats is recorded. Watch this. Feds use the chats for evidence. Yeah, feds use the chats for evidence. If I was talking about the war on Iran, right? And some shit happened around everybody on YouTube was talking about the war on Iran. And like a terrorist group from Iran came over here to America and bombed something. And they couldn't find out who the terrorist group was. Don't you know they'll come on YouTube and go through everybody's page that was talking about the war on Iran, and they'll go through the comments and see who's got the most similar comments. Then they compare them in a forensics database to see if this same person or the same group of people is coming on multiple people's YouTubes talking about the war. And if it is, they will target all those groups that they found on multiple platforms talking about the war to see if they had anything to do with the terrorist attack on U.S. soil. See, they use any kind of avenue to catch a criminal if the criminal passed through the avenue. Right? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people dumb with it. A lot of people dumb to the facts and caught up in the opinions. Where is it? Give me a second. Find this clip. And we see what my brother had to say. Okay, here it is.
Bob told us that they were going to test the alien craft.
I didn't even click that shit. Okay. Here we go. What's up, chat? Those of you who coming in, like the video, subscribe to the channel.
And in a period of economic uncertainty, you need something you know you can count on. Check out American Hartford Gold.
OptiSigns lets you instantly transform any screen into a dynamic digital display that can.
Now, would have been a manslaughter case. Why? Well, I mean, you know, what'd you think was going to happen when you...
Tell us why, Como. Tell us why this could have been a manslaughter case, my white brother, instead of a first-degree murder case.
Stabbed. Well, I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to get him away from me and wanted to get away. We stabbed him in the chest. Could have been, but no. They went with intentional murder. Why? It's hard to justify stabbing somebody with a knife in the chest and it not being to kill.
Is it? So if somebody falls on you and you got a knife in your hand, it's got to be intentional. You got to have stabbed them in the chest intentionally. With the and you stabbing them in the chest, that still was intentional. If a person stabs a person in the chest intentional, are they just gonna stab them one time? If they stab them in the chest intentionally, that means they're trying to kill them. If they stab them in the chest intentionally, I don't think they'll stab them in the chest one time. I don't think they want them to have any chance of surviving when you stab somebody in the chest if it's intentionally. Gonna stab them in the chest again to make sure that they don't survive in the hospital and they can't tell on you with the police. And then you're gonna leave the crime scene. You're not gonna stay there. So why would it be intentional if you didn't leave the crime scene? Why would you stab somebody intentionally trying to kill them and not leave the crime scene? That don't make no sense. Why would you drop the knife? If you stabbed intentionally and you wanted them to die and you had no reason for self-defense, why would you leave the knife? Who does that? Who does that? Okay, Matthew, you read the court case. He didn't fall on the knife. Did you see it? Did anybody see that he didn't fall on the knife? Because you'll take the video footage from when Carmelo Anthony told him, I did it. And you'll believe that video footage behind them saying that I heard the officer say Carmelo Anthony said that he did it. But you don't need no video evidence from hearing it from a court case, from hearing what the judge or the prosecutor said or whatever. You don't need no evidence behind it. I mean, you only need partial evidence for you to figure out the whole case. I think you need all the evidence. I think people like you are just ignorant. Sometimes you just say stuff because you want yourself to be heard. Not a chat, my guy. I'm gonna put you on blast. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on blast. Just like you try to talk about me, try to talk about my tooth and all of that type shit. My nigga, what you live in? What you living like? You taking care of in your life? Do you have family that depends on you? Do your wife work a job? I bet she do. Mine's don't, nigga. Yeah. And she can buy whatever the fuck she want because I'm going to work hard to make sure that her and my kids have whatever they want and whatever they need. So let's not even play that game, my guy. Yeah. You keep on internet beefing on your side. Just make sure you keep coming down below and giving me all them reactions that YouTube love for me to get during my live videos. Yeah, give me all them reactions. Huh? They not YouTube don't give no fuck what you say in my chat. All they give a fuck about is that you're saying something. And if you're saying something, that means I'm getting interactions. Yeah, come on. Cuomo, tell him one more time, Cuomo. Tell him about the evidence.
Now, what would make it okay if you did have the intent to kill? Well, that's where justification comes in, and self-defense is a complete defense, can be partial defense. Here, it was not seen as compelling by the jury. Why? And did race come into play with that? Is that how they decided that quickly? Or was it because of what the fact pattern was and how obvious it all was? But was it too obvious? Meaning what? If it wasn't self-defense, then did he do it the way he did it and admit it?
Thank you, my white brother Cuomo. If it wasn't self-defense, why did he do it like he did it and then admit it? Listen, if it wasn't self-defense, he wouldn't have admitted it. He would have denied it, like the chubby boo that killed the Julio Fulio rapper out there in Florida. Well, he was one of the black kids that killed the Julio Fulio rapper out there in Florida. Now they know him because he's the biggest one, right? The police catch him, the same big ass white boxers that he got hanging in the back of his black hoodie and his black pants when he running across the parking lot with a gun, holding his pants up like this. He telling the police that's not him, but he's standing in the interrogation room with those same black pants and them same big ass white drawers hanging out the back, and they freeze the shot in the interrogation room, run it through a criminal database next to the motherfucking froze shot of him running across the damn parking lot while they were shooting up Julio Fulio's car, and it was a perfect match. But he still sat there in the interrogation room, and once they was sentenced for the first degree murder, and then they came back for the judge to make deliberation and give them, they pleaded and people signed a petition for them not to be put to death, but for them to just receive life in prison so they could give back to the system and give back to taxpayers by making license plates and shit like that, right? Man, dog, don't you know this man still sat up in court when the judge asked him, Mr. Such and Such, do you have anything to say? He said, I still want to say that I'm innocent and I'm going to keep my story the same because I'm innocent and not kill him. Nigga, they got you on killing this guy. See, when somebody kills somebody intentionally, and it wasn't in self-defense, they gonna deny that they even killed the person. It don't matter that you got it on camera. They just still gonna deny it. Because they're actually trying to take a person's life. They actually got some evil in them. They actually been a liar. They actually been a manipulator.
If he's not a thug and the guy who wants a reputation for...
He's not a thug or a guy that wants a reputation for it.
violence, which by all indications he was not and does not, well, how could it not have been something where he felt he had to do it? Because otherwise he knew he was going to get caught, right? And he didn't even...
Yeah, he knew he was going to get caught. He didn't run. He didn't run. He ran into a coach's arms. He didn't leave that track. He didn't leave that campus. If he was a little thug, he would have killed that white boy and left the campus and been hiding out, and then they would have been on the news talking about it's a manhunt. It's a manhunt for aggravated murderer because he used force. They would say he used force, right? It would have been a manhunt. We would have heard about Carmelo, and then he would have probably been caught, or he would have been brutally beaten before he got locked up right there on camera on some Rodney King type of shit because he killed somebody and he ran away from the crime scene. Usually when you kill somebody, run away from the crime scene, and you want to claim that you're innocent, that's when you get 35 years. Because they be like, you can't be innocent. If you're innocent, why did you run? If Carmelo wasn't innocent, why didn't he run? Why didn't he run if he wasn't innocent? He damn sure wasn't in shock. Don't say he was in shock and that's why he didn't run from the crime scene, because he wasn't in shock enough to not run, because he ran straight to a coach. I tell you one thing, if my son was in school and he approached somebody he approached somebody with 3 other guys to where this other kid stabs him and he loses his life, or damn near loses his life, guess what? I'm going to be more mad at him than I am at the other kid. Because I'm going to say, why the fuck? If he's still alive and he's in the hospital, and even if he's not conscious, I'm going to be next to his bed like, son, why the fuck did you do that? Why did, and if his friends are alive, I want to speak to his friends. Why the fuck did y'all let my son go over there and do that? Why did y'all go with him? And tell me the truth now. What did y'all say to that boy? Because my grandma would tell you. She would say, ain't nobody just gonna stab you for no reason. Ain't nobody gonna feel like pulling out a knife on you for no reason. This is what I'm saying. Stop fucking, put that shit aside. Okay, Austin's died. Carmelo stabbed him. Put all that shit to the side. What the fuck made Carmelo stab him? And don't tell me he just stabbed him because he wanted to. He's not a thug. He's an academic scholar. He has a 4.0 grade point average, which is higher than most of you motherfuckers kids. So give him his credit. He got a 4.0. He's a very intelligent kid. What would make a kid like that stab somebody? When kids are very intelligent like that, they become the center of attention with bullies. Yeah, they like nerds and shit in school. That's what they call them. People like to bully them and talk about them and pick on them because they believe that they weak. And a lot of kids and shit in school end up doing bad fucking things. I've seen white kids that's been nerds in school and they got picked on the whole time and their parents wasn't there for them because their parents millionaires and got a successful career and got them a good life. It's not good enough for that kid because when they make it home, mom's at the law firm, dad's a doctor in the hospital. They don't have mom and dad to tell, hey, Sherman and them were messing with me at school because my grades are good and I don't, and they were picking on me. They ain't got their parents to tell them. So you know what they do? That gun that granddad bought them for fucking Christmas, they take it to the school and they shoot the whole class up. They get to go to a psych ward. Those white kids that's nerds like Carmelo Anthony, that's been they whole high school career, they whole high school, the whole time they was in high school, middle school, all of that. They ain't got their parents at home because their parents got good ass careers, but they rich as fuck. Their parents think the big house and they got 2 bedrooms and they got a movie theater and they ain't got no friends to invite over. They too smart. Motherfucker making fun of them at school. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker making fun of them at school because they can't get them to take their test and their quiz for them. Oh, you ain't gonna take my quiz for me? Oh, you ain't gonna take my test for me? Okay, then. As soon as y'all hit the hallway, what they do? Put them in the locker, closing up the locker, making fun of them, giving them a wedgie. At least they used to do that in my days. They used to give lames wedgies. Right? So that white kid ends up feeling insecure, can't tell his parents, they never at home enough for. And then that white kid goes get the semi-automatic hunting rifle that his granddad bought him, and he goes shoot up the whole school and hold the school. And I don't see no white people saying, he's a murderer, give him life. I don't see no black people saying it because he didn't shoot up a black. He shot a white school, the school that he went to, and killed multiple white kids and multiple teachers and shit. Or he shot up oh, they be shooting up them Presbyterian churches and nobody brings it up. You know what I'm saying? They get to go to the psych ward. Yeah. That means they don't have hard bunk beds. They don't have the iron or the stone bunk beds. They don't have the thin ass mats. They got a bed that's like a nursery, like a old folks home. You know what I'm saying? They get medication every day. Some of them don't even take the damn medication, but they be free from motherfucking COs, what they call COs, correctional officers. They be free from serial killing ass and gang banging ass inmates that's got life sentences that want to put harm to any younger person that comes up in there. This shit is crazy.
Deny it when the police came. So he just did it because he wanted to kill this kid? I mean, that seems to be what the jury came out to. And would it have been different if there were people of a different race? That takes us to the list of new aspects of the case, new pieces of evidence that may help us see the entire picture differently and helps us understand a little bit better how something like this could have happened and been as basic as don't push me or I'll kill you.
The shit is relevant, stupid ass Ray. This Ray Chapman. This shit is relevant because I'm speaking on other kids, my nigga, that have killed nigga. Carmelo is a kid that killed the kid. Right? So you must be white because you don't want me to bring up the white kids that go through the same situations that Carmelo went through because they're very intelligent. They have a 4.0 GPA and kids tease them at school all the fucking time. Pick on them at school all the fucking time. And Carmelo might have not got picked on at school, but he was sure getting picked on by Austin and his brother and the other two niggas that fucking surrounded him. You telling me they was coming, Austin had to get 3 other niggas to come over there with him to tell Carmelo Anthony nicely to get from under the tent. No, they were picking on him and they made him feel threatened enough. But he only took one of their life. And what I'm saying is a white kid will take everybody's life for one person picking on them. When they in school, and they don't get years in jail. They get sent to a psych ward. Some doctor comes in and says, yes, Your Honor, this white kid is out of his mind. He's crazy. They ain't even gonna call no in this case and say, can you give him a mental, you know what I'm saying, a mental examination? Yeah. If you're gonna talk facts, my guy.
And that's what it is, and that's why they decided so quickly. And it doesn't matter the race; you couldn't decide any other way. So for that, I want to bring in somebody who has done exactly these kinds of cases. Okay, who's not just a criminal defense attorney, but he started as a prosecutor, and that really is.
Don't come in if you don't want me to say shit on your shit.
All right, you did both sides of the job. That means you understand the
stupid,
police
Ray
side,
Chapman.
the investigative side, the prosecutorial discretion side, the trial advocacy side, and then how to undo all of that on the defense side. And that is in the form of Mark Eiglarsh today. And Mark, I appreciate it.
Yeah, now this is who y'all want to hear. All you racist ass white people that's in my chat that keep on saying stupid ass shit. That everything that I say, it don't make no sense to you. But troll makes sense to you. So this next guy that my boy finna bring up, he racist as fuck. So you'll love him. This is for y'all. I mean, I don't just have the people that's talking good on the black kid. I got the racist motherfuckers too. Motherfuckers. I mean, I gotta take care of my racist ass people too. Y'all don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Love putting y'all on blast like y'all think y'all put me on blast for something that y'all think y'all know, but y'all don't. See, I don't just say shit. I sit up and research shit all fucking day. I'm constantly asking different questions. I'm constantly going to different news media sites, and I still haven't found the clear video on this shit yet. And y'all sitting up here talking about, oh, it's this and it's that. How can you say that and you ain't even seen no clear video? Boy, I can't wait till the feds get a hold of this case and do some zooming in and some clearing up these fucking pickles in this camera. Because the feds gonna get the clearest shot available. And when a mother see what really happened, or when you hear what really actually get to hear testimony from Carmelo, because the motherfucking lawyer that took the fucking $400,000 retainer, he didn't do shit for Carmelo. Every time I seen a picture sketched out of him in my courtroom, he was sitting his ass down right next to Carmelo. Everybody got an argument except for his ass. So I don't want to hear it. You take $400,000, my nigga, you need to win. Ain't never seen nobody retainer so high and they not a winner. So shut that shit up. Crazy.
This game, you're not ready for it.
I hate this shit.
I don't know why I'm here. That was such an unbelievable monologue. You covered every single angle.
Mark.
I mean, every issue you hit. I'm not, I'm really covered every single issue.
So I
Don't
want to look
believe,
at them
Mark.
in the context of,
We don't believe.
because there is something about this that is very bothersome to me. If you were the prosecutor on this case, wouldn't you have been insecure that you were setting yourself up by having no jurors?
No. In fact, if I'm the prosecutor, privately, I say, obviously, I don't want any black jurors because candidly,
Now, Mark just said if he's a white prosecutor, he's going to say to himself privately that I don't want any black jurors. Now, why would a white prosecutor say to himself privately that he don't want any black jurors? It's because the kid is black, right? And he don't want anyone to sympathize for this kid because he doesn't sympathize for it.
They're the ones who might be most sympathetic. Is that racist? Yeah, prosecutors are. I'm not saying this one.
Then right after that, he don't lie. He don't lie like the racist in the chat. That nigga said. And is that racist for me to think that way as a prosecutor, not wanting any black people on the jury? He said, yeah, it is.
It is. Only he knows in his heart what his true motives are. But there's a reason why they have Batson challenges. It's because people do, both parties engage in racial profiling. They want to win at all costs. So
they did racial profile. They racial profiled the jury because prosecution wants to win at all costs. And who is this guy? Who is Mark? He's somebody that works prosecuting office.
no, as long as the prosecutor can come up with what we call a race neutral reason. It doesn't even have to be a good reason, like you said. It's just race neutral.
He comes up with a race neutral reason.
No, that's bullshit. But wait a second, is it race neutral? Okay, I guess you've laid a record. They can strike 15 blacks in a row if they want, as long as they can articulate a legal reason to do so. It's called a race neutral reason, and they did.
Contrast that in the law with what the Batson challenge is. It comes obviously from a Supreme Court case with that name in the styling. But what does that entitle you to legally?
Yeah.
Every side can challenge a juror for no reason. It's called a peremptory challenge.
Yeah.
The other side, if they suspect that you're doing it for a nefarious reason, either because the person is a woman, protected class, or in this case, the color of the skin matches that of the defendant, and so the defense says, we challenge you, then the other side, in this case the prosecution, must come up with a race-neutral reason. It doesn't mean that it's for cause. Cause would be they innately cannot be fair, right? They were an eyewitness to the crime. They shouldn't be on this jury.
If I witness on TV, in life, or anything, if I witness a white kid killing anybody, the only reason I sympathize with the white kid is because he's a kid. Right? I only sympathize with him because he's a kid and he could be going to jail, and the situations that he'll have to face in jail as a kid with adults that's already. See, what you don't know is when criminals commit crimes, they try to remain. When our law locks the criminals up for life, the criminals become caged animals. And anytime a kid kills someone, whether they're white or black, I sympathize with them because they're a kid. And when I can see white kids killing anybody, and I can sympathize with them, and I can see black adults sympathizing with them because they are a kid. But then when I see a black kid kill somebody and I sympathize with them, and I don't see no white people but the ones around me sympathize with the black kid, and all the white people that I'm hearing from isn't sympathizing with the black kid, then of course I'm gonna go and I'm gonna protect and I'm gonna back them up, because you know what? When that little white kid shot up that church, I looked him up and I wanted to know his background, and I wanted to see, because it's not logical for a kid to take a gun and shoot up a church. So he must be going through something. And I'm going to sympathize with them, white or black. But I never heard of black kids shooting up churches or their schools and killing everybody because they were hurt. But I hear black kids getting into those type of situations. And I'm not talking about a black kid or a white kid with a lengthy backgrounds of crime. I'm talking about scholars, kids that go to school, make good grades, God damn it, and could be graduating to go in college or something, but something happens. I said, just the other day, I watched the damn episode on American Greed. A white boy killed his mom and his dad while they were sleeping. I didn't just say, lock him up, key. I sympathize with him because he was a kid. Now I want to know. I don't just want to hear that he's getting locked up for the rest of his life. What kind of life did he live with his parents? How did they treat him? Where did they live at? What area did they live in? Did they live in the ghetto? Did they live in the suburbs? Just because they white don't mean they lived in the suburbs. I know a lot of white people that live in the ghetto. Yeah, but that's what it's about. It's about adults not sympathizing with kids. See, if you sympathize with the kids, you're more open to what the situation is. You're not just going to say, oh, he purposely stabbed him. He wanted him dead. We don't even know that kid. But the things that we do know are good things. Besides the stabbing, name something else that you know about Carmelo Anthony that was bad. I'll wait. No, name something else that Carmelo Anthony did or he got into that was bad. Name a time that you heard about Carmelo Anthony. Go look this up. That you heard about Carmelo Anthony being in a gang and doing drive-by shootings, terrorizing his neighborhood. The time, and I say, okay, he deserved to be in jail for 35 years. That's what I say. Huh, chat? Huh, chat analysts, help me get this information from out of these people. Help me get this information out of people. Why? Okay, he doesn't leave when he asks. Now tell me this. Why did a student ask a student to leave and not get the coach to ask him to leave? Why didn't you go get an adult? Because your parents tell you. Now tell me that. Tell me that. See, you can't tell me that part. Now you want to change the fucking subject. So, okay, you're not a chat analyst. Get your ass up out of my chat.
Or they know the defendant and they can't put aside their feelings. This is just
how you gonna halfway answer a
that
fucking
is not
question?
Because of the color of the skin of the juror. And as long as you got rid of all other teachers, because that was the reason why they gave, all other black that could be sympathetic to the defendant, then this will survive appellate scrutiny.
Do you think the defense should have done something differently when they realized they were going to have an all-white jury of a black kid?
Yeah, man, get the fuck up out. You can answer half of a question. You can't answer the whole question, but you want me to answer your whole question.
I think they should have done something differently.
You can't tell me. You can't tell me not another time.
I actually do not believe it matters.
You want to change
I think
the
that
subject.
this isn't the case to run up to the mountain of race and yell at.
Boy, this is Blocstarr Imis Analytics. We analyze all situations, good and bad. You don't even know how to watch, my guy. If you're a guy. Weirdo.
about race. I think people who are being intellectually honest, regardless of the color of the skin, says you do not stab someone in the heart because you were pushed. I mean, that's essentially what we're talking about here.
But this is not a bad kid. This is a kid with no criminal history, on no character. We've been able to see from an evidentiary or an investigative background. He had no.
This man has no record. He didn't even have a record when he was a kid. He never even ran away from home. Come on now.
Prior trouble. Why isn't our simple analysis that he was afraid these white kids beat him up, and he did a desperate act, ran away, and then owned it?
That's possible, but it's not his criteria through which we judge. In other words, he can say, and let's go with what you were saying in your introduction. He believes it 100% that he was justified legally and factually. As I tell jurors for the past 30 some odd years, believability and accuracy are two different things.
Yeah,
he can believe all day long that he's justified. But that doesn't mean that a reasonable juror would find that accused is your equal.
Well, then, do the jurors know the law? Do the jurors know Texas stand your ground law?
You get to stab another person in the heart.
So here are the new pieces, okay? A couple of them are scene setters, but I do think that they are important in terms of the context because, look, there are a lot of people who are very upset about this verdict. And absolutely, it's about 15%, and obviously 80% of all statistics are made up on the spot. But one small fraction of it is young life wasted from
Y'all
this.
like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Is a black kid can't get a fair shake. And if you reverse the races, everything would become more reasonable all of a sudden. Maybe, maybe not, to Mark's point. You may believe that. It doesn't mean that the reasonable person was in that situation. But when your pool of reasonable people, this jury here, has no one who has the lived experience of this kid, does that wind up changing the idea of reasonableness, Mark?
It does in the court of public opinion. Even the judge, I watched his post-verdict interview, and he said he knew as he was accepting the challenge, and he was striking those black jurors, he knew what the optics would be. But he wasn't going to change the optics and not follow the law. So it is unfortunate that there weren't people of color.
And he can't add more black people to the pool because you don't have any right to black people. And you're not supposed to look for racial complexion.
Same way if there was a majority of blacks serving, the state couldn't have said, wait, bring in more whites. We need more, too many people who look like the defendant.
Should defense have gone for a forum shift? Change of venue?
It would.
I don't know.
Texas, it wouldn't matter in Texas. They give it all black
chose not
kids
to,
to
even though I knew it was the
slam
most
them.
difficult thing. Most important thing is being comfortable in your jurisdiction, being able to lay your head and go sleep at night. If somehow that affected things, but Chris, I don't think so. I think if you try this case anywhere, if you have reasonable people who are following the law, regardless of the color of the skin, and you just tell someone the facts, say, all right, someone shows up and you get to plunge a knife into their heart at that point. When the other person doesn't have a weapon, didn't say anything to indicate that they were going to.
Ooh, boy, the facts. This is crazy, y'all. Let's play this jump. Now, this jump right here, you know, because I'm sick of hearing people justify Austin Metcalf to a motherfucker as a gang of niggas coming to a motherfucker with a gang of niggas being aggressive, telling them the tent that they don't own the tent, right? And you don't come up to nobody aggressive. If I come up with 4 other guys to another black kid or a white kid, and the white or the black kid stab me because I might up there to him, and I should have went and got an adult. But people still gonna excuse him because he's dead. I'm not gonna excuse, if I'm not gonna Okay, if people not gonna excuse the kid that was approached, that wasn't the aggressor, then I can't excuse the kid that lost their life because they were the aggressor. When I first heard the situation, what? He just stabbed the kid? When I just first heard the situation, I told my wife, I said, so you telling me a black kid at a track meet? Then when I looked up the story, I saw that the white boy approached the black boy with 3 other white boys. And they all were big. Shit, if I was a kid and I had a knife and 4 white boys approached me, I was in high school because I was a little nigga in high school too. Or 4 black boys approached me. They better stay the fuck back because I can't fight. I'm not going to fight them. I'm not going to try to fight them. I'm just going to protect myself though. Yeah, my nigga. If I got a tool on me, I'm going to protect myself. Ain't nobody finna come up to me, outnumber me, and say that we finna fight or they finna me. No, that's endangering my life. And like I said, out here in Tennessee, it's open carry. I tell them it's open carry in Tennessee like it is in Texas. Remember when Rob went and copped that new Lexus? I was still selling crack and attending mess. Be from Orange Mountain to know my confessions like you to know about recessions. You gotta be from the streets to know about street leverage. I was out in Miami riding with some dilly. Yeah. I sell that hoe and call it pussy leverage. Yeah, crack gonna sell itself like a Elvis record. Don't talk no more unless you talking 50 inches. Yeah, I gotta play this out. So we got no sympathy for the black boy that stabs the white boy that approached him with 4 gang members. Okay, so they were 4 gang members. They were some white gang members. Just like they said, Carmelo Anthony was a bad kid. He's a murderer. He's a killer. Yeah, so if he's a killer, they was gang members. Let's just do it like that, huh? If he's a killer, they was gang members. Yeah.
To become a podcaster with Riverside.
Austin them was
First,
gang
go to
members.
Riverside
Now
and
watch
open an
this.
account.
This
When you're ready
nigga a
to
gang
record,
member
just
too.
hit rec.
Case analysis.
This kid right here a gang member too. He just like Austin them. Yeah, his name Case Analysis. He stabbed up the little Latino kid in the bathroom. He invite the Latino kid to come to the bathroom to fight. Premeditated, right? You gonna come to the bathroom tomorrow with me and fight, man. He like, nigga, I don't care. I'll fight with you tomorrow. White boy go home, get a knife. Yeah, come back the next day. Latino boy think he finna fight him. He throw the first punch, they might start stabbing him up. Stab him in the stomach 4 times. Tell him he gonna put him in the ICU while he was doing it. And he gets a maximum sentence of 10 years for a deadly stabbing at Belton High School. A maximum of 10 years? They hit that boy with reckless homicide. He took a whole life premeditated. This wasn't even, Carmelo didn't even plan this. This was some heat of the moment shit. Like when you at a bar and a bar fight springs out on your ass. Yeah, if you white, you know what I'm talking about. If you white and you go to them bars, them pool halls, man, where we drunk on the beers, we drinking nothing but drafts. You're super drunk. You guys there, it's karaoke on the stage. And somebody says the wrong thing. You haul off and hit them, but you keep on hitting them. If you kill them, you gonna want everybody to say that you guilty. Because you fucking fucked up now. You're intoxicated. But he got you there. If you kill him from hitting him in the face so many times and don't nobody pull you out at that bar fight, do you want people to look at you like you just been killing your whole life? You ain't got record. You hear me? You ain't got no record. You've always been privileged. When you got up in your life, you kept this shit going. You had your kids look good, living the life. You went to the bar with Adjunt Fox and Hound. You heard me? Me and my guys used to go to Fox and Hound on St. Patrick's Day. They served a green beer. Green beers for $1. So we getting fucked up for St. Patrick's. Yeah. Me and my boy Hunter Khan, them, it was straight white boys. I'm the only black boy with them. We getting fucked up. It's karaoke on the stage. Man, you got some Chinese girls up there. You got some white girls up there. They all petite and shit. And they dancing and they singing the song drunk as hell. Then these other guys won't get up there, but we getting up there first. It might be a fight start from there. Boo, 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 boo. Somebody come across your head with a bird ball. Knock your head. Yeah. Yo, guy like, oh, hell no. He knocked out Jerry. Fuck him. You hear me? You got hit him in the chin. Boom. He go over the bar. He go over the bar backwards and snap his neck and die. Murder. Because he hit him so hard, uppercutted him over the bar. Look, man. Man, look. Man, sometimes I imagine, if I died and I went to heaven, and see, I always try to be open to everybody's situation. You know what I'm saying? I think God gave us free will to be able to use our common sense and analyze situations from the information that we receive. And if we receive all the information but don't treat the situation as if we got all the information and partially go this way because these people going this way, so I'm gonna go with these people. These people going this way, so I'm gonna go with these people. If we don't analyze this shit for ourselves, we will always be followers. I've never really been a follower my whole life. I've always been a leader. Any situation where I had to follow a person too long, because I don't have no problem learning from a person. But when you won't give me my own open lane and you just want me to stick behind you, I'm finna have to exit soon because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not here to stay and wait. I'm here to graduate. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to the next level. So if I'm around you and I'm following you and you're not graduating, helping me graduate to the next level, because I'm going to sure be helping you graduate to the next level. You know what I'm saying? If you're not helping me graduate to the next level, then I got to get away from around. I'm going to remain stagnant if I stay where you at. So I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I've always loved research and shit. Any research paper I've ever had in school, from high school to college, I've aced that shit. English was my favorite subject. Reading and literature, I aced all of that shit. That poetry shit, stories, not just like Beowulf, but stories like Gilgamesh. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I aced it. You know what I'm saying? Edgar Allan Poe was my favoriteest poet when I was coming up through high school, and I was into people like Langston Hughes is people you heard of from back in the day that's popular and shit like that. But I've always liked when it came to poems for reading, I like dark, sinister shit. So that's why I was always on Edgar Allan Poe, because he was schizophrenic, but he had a powerful mind, and he had a man, he had amazing poems. I mean, that he thought of, and how he thought of them, and then how he put it on paper. It was just all different at one time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. But this is the kid Case Analysis. And obviously on this news channel, they got his name spelled wrong. It has a Y in it. And it has an E instead of a O. Okay? This kid gets 10 years for stabbing a Latino kid.
Has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for the death of a fellow student in 2022. Allison was convicted in April of stabbing and killing fellow student Joe Ramirez, and today he received the maximum sentence for criminally negligent homicide. 6 reporter Sydney Walker has been in the courtroom since day one and has more on today's sentencing.
After nearly 3 years of awaiting trial, 2 weeks of testimony, a sequestered jury, and a deadly weapon enhancement, Case Allison will spend the next decade behind bars. Allison was sentenced to confinement in an institutional division for 10 years. This came after 9 testified this morning, including the mothers of both victims, Allison's therapist and former Belton ISD employees. All 3 school employees shared trauma from the event, bringing up a lack of sleep and a...
All 3. Yeah. Saints fan. Hey, man, I'm a Saints fan, too. That's my favorite football team. Yeah, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Yes, sir. I loved it. That was my favorite shit. What's up, Lala? Go harder. Yeah, I slapped that 5 with you. Yeah, right back at you, girl. Yeah, but he was claiming self-defense, and the plea bargain didn't say he was self-defending. He was defending himself. The plea bargain said that he killed the boy, so he would have had a murder on his record forever, and that's what he didn't want, because a kid that's in school like that, and he got all of these. He already getting scholarships in. This is his last year. He's a senior right now. He already getting scholarships in. So he thinking about he could still have a football career. If they believe that it's defense, then I won't get a murder charge. I won't have a murder charge on my record. See, that murder charge on his record will stop him from doing anything. So even after he served 35 years, he won't be able to move on this earth. They have no murderers or thieves in the workforce nowadays. So I mean, he probably wouldn't even have a normal job. It's probably some glass shit sweeping parking lots for $20 and shit like that from gas station owners, the Arabs and shit, the gas stations. But what kind of life is that to what you could have had if these 4 guys didn't approach you and scare you like that? You know what I'm saying?
Increased anxiety on campus, with one citing the stabbing as her reason for retirement. Ramirez's aunt and sister both made it.
Man, this woman said one of the 3 teachers that needed therapy for the shit said the stabbing was the reason why she retired. So she retired after receiving therapy from it because she was traumatized. And then seeing the boy's body, you know what I'm saying, and what he was saying, what the young white dude was saying while he was being arrested, that shit was horrible.
Clear that they did not agree with the jury's verdict and don't think they've received justice. Joe's mom tearfully defended her son on the stand, saying she would absolutely not forgive Allison and that she has left it in, quote, God's hands for his vengeance. The defense called Allison's parents and counselor, all who pointed out growth in Allison and an overall remorse for his actions. In closing arguments, the defense argued that Allison prison would be, quote, a death sentence. Meanwhile, the prosecution argued that
Man,
10
what you
years
said?
is a just sentence. And that at the
That's
end of
what
the
he
day,
said.
Ramirez's death was
He said,
entirely
hell no,
avoided.
taking no
In the
plea
end,
deal.
Faulkner sided with the prosecution.
Hell no, I ain't taking no plea deal. That's what he said, Lala. Hell no, I ain't taking no plea deal. On purpose. You know what I'm saying? I was really in fear for my life, and I told him don't mess with me. I told him. Like, I'm just warning you to stay back. When your police pull a gun out on a person, don't they warn them to stay back if they approaching them? When the police pull the gun, he warns you. He say, stay back. If you take one more step, the police shoot you. Is that not self-defense? You hear me? Self-defense. Okay. Put it. Okay. Somebody kick your door. You got the gun. They ain't got no gun. You say stay back, and they start running towards you. What you finna do? You finna let you finna let them make it to you and take your gun, or you finna shoot their ass. Man, Chad, what you finna do? Y'all let me know. Okay? Let me know what you finna do. And if you gonna shoot them and not let them take your gun, ain't that self-defense? Because I swear, if you let them take your gun, you know what they might do. This is a life or death situation. Now watch this. Just say, whatever race you are, say it's the same race that's approaching you, right? So if you white, say that you're sitting down, you're in high school, and it's a group of white boys or white girls, 4 white boys or 4 white girls. Okay, if you're a group of 4 black guys or 4 black girls that's approaching you, that's bigger than you. If you Chinese, say that it's Chinese. If you whatever, right? If you Latino, say that they Latino. Now it's your race approaching you as a kid. Usually have things like fingernail filers. Like young girls in high school, they might have a fingernail filer, right? The little sharp joint that's like that. It's got the little pink white end, and it's got the little straight end that's about that long off of it, right? And they can fat the little metal joint, right? Boys will have some shit like some scissors in their backpack, or something like the multi-tool joint from Granddad. Because Granddad, you know, that's the joint that Granddad might always get his grandson, and your uncle might always get you, because when they go out of town and they go to a gas station out of town, they might have a nice little camo joint for you. You hear me? Boom, they gonna get that junk to you for Christmas. So now when you go duck hunting with them, if you go duck hunting or deer hunting, you know what I'm saying? Or if y'all just like to walk through the woods and shit with your camos on and shit, and you know what I'm saying, be in the binoculars and shit, cause I got some Zeiss binoculars and shit, you know what I'm saying? They can go 10 miles. You know what I'm saying? I can see some shit from 10 miles through the trees. So, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers cost 3,500. They the #1 lens maker. So, you know, you just doing some shit like that. So you know, granddad, they gonna buy they grandson, they nephew, shit like that. Once you start getting older, you get about 13, 14, 15. Motherfuckers receive those type of things as young men all the time, as Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, and all of that shit. And if you in the Boy Scouts, you gonna receive one of the multi-tool knives like what Carmelo had. You know what I'm saying? So you sitting there and they approach you and they real aggressive and you know you can't fight. You know you can't beat them. You on some metal bleachers. You're gonna let them jump you and somebody potentially slam your head into one of them metal bleachers. Your head busts open, you leave, you dead for your parents even know what happened to you. You dead for your parents even know what happened to you. Before you can even think, what if I would have just pulled out my scissors? They would have probably stayed back. Because I know that's what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? If I stay back, they going to leave me alone. But now they had a point to prove. Because this was their team. You know what I'm saying? Austin was his football team captain. So he had a point to prove. He couldn't just let a motherfucker just, nah, my nigga. Yeah. Ain't no up under this tent black, my nigga. Get from under this tent. I know how he came to him. Yeah. Ain't nobody else. Look around you with his white boys beside him. Look around you, man. Get from under the fucking tent instead of going getting the coach saying, "Hey, coach." So, because you know why he didn't go get the coach, because he knew the coach would have said, "It's all right, let him sit there." Yeah, it's raining and shit. Yeah, let him sit there. See, so he ain't want to go get the coach. Yeah, coach wouldn't have changed shit for him. I know that. He know the coach. You know what I'm saying? He work up under the coach all day and he part of the football team. The track coach probably be getting on his ass. Cause he like, you not the team captain of this track team, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm your coach. Respect me. This is not the football team. You know what I'm saying? They used to have to tell players and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When I played football, you're man, look, I saw too, right? So when it's come time for my recruit a couple of football players, which I'm telling them, they not really like me. See, I'm a soccer player. I just play football, wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Because I love running. I said, they runners like me, I'm long distance. I'm running cross country too, right? And I'm in ROTC. I'm talking about, come on, man. Um, Unlike Carmelo, I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I could tell you gangster life, and I can tell you the book sense life. You know what I'm saying? Going to school and shit. Uh, I would skip the first half of my class and then go to the second half of my class. Cause the first half of my class, I would be behind what we call Gym B, our old gym at Sheffield High. Our old gym is Gym B. It's a separate building from the school, right? So we will be behind that joint facing the field. Across the field is my street, Eastport. So I just gotta, that's where the hood. I just gotta walk off my street and walk through the field, and I'm right there at the school. But I'm at GMB first, so we standing behind GMB smoking weed. But see, when we finish smoking the blunt, my niggas, they real gangsters. I'm just with them. You heard me? I just grew up in the hood, so I'm looked at as a gangster too. But I'm the coolest gangster because everybody can fuck with me, right? They not. They'll take your shit if you fuck with them. They see you got more than them. Unless you meet a nigga that grew up in the hood with them, that's always fucking with them. So they would skip for the rest of the class. First half, I just want to hit the blunt before I go in class. You hear me? So I just want to get zooted for going to class. So I get zooted with my niggas. We behind GMB, right? And I'm probably like 10 years old. So, and then I'm fresh as hell. That's when they had the flat bottom polo shoes out with the different color strings, the plaid joints, the red joints. I had damn near every pair of them motherfuckers. And they had the color Levi shorts out, the bright yellow joints, cargo shorts. Um, the bright yellow joints. I had the academic shirts with it. That's where academics was hard. Nigga, I'm talking about fresh as hell with the fitted cap, new era fitted cap to match. And then we got a hat store out here in Memphis called Lids, where we get like all our new era NBA Mitchell and Ness snapbacks, 49 brand snaps, 46 brand or whatever the fuck it is. Snapbacks and shit like that. But then they got the embroidery machine where you can go through the book and see different designs like stars and shit, diamonds, lettering for your name and shit. They can spell your name on your hat on the machine and add extra shit to your hat. So when you get done, like when I get done, I done got 5-6 things added to each hat. So each hat done went from anywhere from $30 to $40 because they was like the new era hats, fitted caps, them hoes was like $29.99 and $39.99. Some of them was $35.99. Depending on what team you get and how custom the hat is. And adding them little stitches on there would turn that $100, $140 hat. Right? So I give me 2-3 hats just to go with the outfits that I got. Nigga, I'm talking about killing folk. You hear me? So my niggas fuck with me. So we standing back there smoking, but my niggas, man, I take my ass into class. Half of my work I already got done because at the beginning of the year, I take my books to the house and I do all critical thinking after the stories in the book, and I do all the definitions in the book. And every day our classwork is gonna be reading the story and the critical thinking. Our bell work is gonna be you know what I'm saying? Whatever they decide, it's gonna be a smaller assignment. But that's how class works. So I'm gonna come in, they gonna be like, you missed bell work. I'm gonna be like, let me get it. They gonna be like, well, you gotta do your class work first. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I got it done. Here you go. Boom. You hear me? I do that bell work, I'm done. In 5 minutes, everybody else still working, and I came in class 30 minutes late. I'm talking about I'm flooding the books. I mean, I was so intelligent, I just used my intelligence to an advantage. Why sit in the class and do these assignments every day when I can just go home and do all of them joints? Go get it over with. That way, I have lesser work when I come in class and I can go around helping different folk, the females. You know what I'm saying? That's why the females love me. I go around helping all the bad females. Yeah. So they can be, so they can make the good grades. They like, yo, you hear me? For real. Yeah. Yeah, man. I used to smoke tough with the guy. Man, let me show y'all. Yeah, I see it's tatted on me. He throwing a Vice Lord under the ball with the mighty Boston Celtics. You hear me? Yeah, the fact it's tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? They say I lie people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I lie people. I can't have it tatted on me if it's not true.
Causing Joe's family to erupt in cheers following the reading of the
That's
sentencing.
crazy.
Allison has already been put into the Bell County Jail and will begin his 10-year sentence today. In Belton, Sydney
10
Walker,
years?
6 News.
All right, thank you for your coming at 8 o'clock on 6 Plus. You can join us live as we take you from the beginning of the Case and Allison trial.
Now tell me why he got 10 years. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tell me why Casey, he stabbed a kid 4 times in the stomach while screaming, I'ma put him in the ICU. And he get criminally negligent homicide. Why in the hell would they give him that? About Lala. Yeah, it was premeditated. That's what I'm saying. This man that went home, got the knife, and came back to school the next day. Went in the bathroom, waited for this guy to swing on him, and then start just stabbing him up. And he got 10 fucking years. He got 10 years. That shit crazy. And this happened in Texas, the same place Carmelo Anthony was. Like, this shit was premeditated. What Carmelo Anthony did was in the moment. There wasn't nothing he did on purpose. That shit crazy, man. I'm talking, man, I see shit like this every day, though. I mean, this shit every day. Where this shit at? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, man, they got to free Carmelo, man. Man, just because they did him wrong, they got to free him. He don't deserve to be locked down at all. I mean, can't nobody make me think he deserved to be locked down. You know what I'm saying? Can't. I'm too intelligent for this shit, man. Yeah. Everything in my name. I'm too intelligent for it. Can't make me think it. I'm looking at the situation. I'm looking at all the evidence that's in front of my face. Even these videos that's unclear. I tell y'all, when they first walk up on Carmelo, these niggas standing so close, you can't even see their arms move. You can't even really see them tussle. Then when you like, damn, I can't see shit at the before at the top tent, you see these folks like kind of, it's like everybody will falling forward or moving their arm. Now you seeing something, but it's so quick of a second, you don't even know what you just saw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, man, come on, man. Y'all got to stand your ground law in Texas and everything. And it's like self-defense, stand your ground law. All of that shit came into place when you got somebody being approached by a group of people and they being out. And these group of people are trying to make them do something against their own will. My nigga, it's the land of the free, but we ain't free. You know what I'm saying? It's the land of the free, but we ain't free. If we was free, that black kid would have been able to move around them tents and sit wherever the fuck he want to, and nobody would say nothing to him. Cause he free to do what he want to do, as long as he ain't harming nobody. Him sitting under that tent wasn't harming nobody. Who was it harming? Y'all tell me that. Carmelo Anthony sitting up under that tent. Who was it harming? What's that, man? That shit wasn't harming nobody. Wasn't nobody hurt. Wasn't nobody sick. Wasn't nobody catching a virus or none of that shit from Carmelo Anthony just sitting up under the tent. But everybody wanted to have a problem with it. Oh, and when Austin died from that shit, man, everybody wanted to stand behind his brother because his brother most popular and they the football team and they gonna have the football team around that motherfucker terrorizing motherfuckers. Yeah, you spoke against bro's bro. You spoke against Austin in court. Y'all don't think that would have happened? Y'all don't think if any one of them kids under that tent spoke against Austin and spoke up for the black boy, they wasn't gonna go to school and hear, yeah, you one who spoke up against Austin. Yeah, bitch, come here. Yeah. You don't think they were gonna start hearing that type of shit? Spoke up against Austin. You know he died. Yeah, you spoke up against him. Hey, come here. Hey, he spoke up against Austin. Here go everybody in the schoolyard. He spoke up against Austin. Get up. Niggas running home now because they spoke up against Austin for the black kid. Wasn't nobody gonna speak up against Austin up under their tent for the black kid. They was gonna have to deal with this shit at school. The black kid ain't gotta go to their school. They do. That's how kids think. That's how kids think. You telling me you never been a kid before? You telling me you never been a kid before? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But nobody black under the tent but Carmelo. If any one of their ass would have spoke up for him, any one of the white kids would have spoke up for him in court, they parents was gonna have to deal with the same shit Carmelo Anthony parents did with. Motherfucker coming past their houses, throwing toilet tissue rolls in the yard and shit, hitting their windows with bricks and shit, spray paint over their house on the garbage can, over the garage doors. Yeah, they were gonna have to deal with that type shit too. Cause see, them little white boys was enraged about their friend dying when they was trying to handle some business with them. Yeah, they was gang. Them folks was street gang. Yeah, and they got their school terrorized. Yep. If Carmelo Anthony, like y'all say, is a killer, then Austin and his brother and them, they gang. Yeah, they the biggest gang over there. You know what I'm saying? If they wasn't the biggest gang over there, then why didn't nobody speak up against them? Cause they know and caught up at school and them folks were going like, yeah, he spoke up against Austin, bro. Let's get his ass. Yeah. They was catch a nigga in the bathroom slipping and uppercut his ass. You spoke up against Austin, huh? Turn the nigga ass up in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Turn the nigga ass up in the bathroom for speaking up against Austin. Oh man, this shit is funny because you know I can really see it. Like when when somebody's saying something that's so funny, cause you like, damn, like the way they describing it is funny. But you like, damn, because you can really see this shit happening when you put it in front of your face. So it be like, damn, this shit logical though. This shit could really be happening, right? Man, this is man, we done analyzed the fuck out of Austin though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think we was gonna have to do that, but we had to because we still trying to see where all of this, you know what I'm saying, where all of this fear came from that was in Carmelo to even make him think he had to take somebody's life or get close to taking somebody's life to protect his. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we really trying to get to.
Are you worried that using your home address
We trying to get all the way down to the nitty gritty. We still haven't broke it all the way down because it's one more piece of evidence we waiting for, which is these lawyers, man, because I mean, I can't wait to see what they break down in this case. What about you? What about you, Lala? I can't wait to see. Brandon, I guess you got the Ballard last name from the show. To say that you're a detective, you can't be. You said nobody spoke up against them because Carmelo was wrong, but you can twist the imagination. I think you mean I can twist the narrative, but okay, whatever. I'm not twisting the narrative. I'm just saying if he's a cold-hearted killer like you say he is, then Austin, his brother, and those two other guys are a notorious gang over there at their school. Because gang, what did Austin need them to assist him for? Unless he was planning on putting his hands on the only black kid that was under the tent. What did he do it for? I can tell by his dad being a racist that he probably struggles with being a racist. You see when his dad got mad, how he just started saying racist shit for no reason because he's mad. I got kicked out of a prayer rally. Nigga, this not about a prayer rally. This is about your son. You're not even focused on your son. You focused on your own appearance. That's what you're not fucking saying about Jeff Metcalf. He was focused on his own appearance. He was embarrassed that he got put out of the praying rally. His son, Austin, is not here. He was supposed to be focused on his ex-wife and his motherfucking other son, Austin's twin, that just lost the brother and the son. He was supposed to be focused on his ex-wife, but he was too busy. Gotta be looking big. Oh, they just put me at prayer rally, so I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you go viral. How about watermelon failing? Oh, so now you mad that somebody made you look bad because this ain't about your son no more and you want to say some racist shit. So now, look, this is exactly what I said when I seen that shit. I wasn't mad or nothing. I said, damn, you want to say some racist ass shit after you get mad because somebody did something to you, but you want to say some racist ass shit about the person's son, right? Okay. This what you did. When you said that racist shit, I said, and you kept on ranting and you start talking about black people and the history and how Charleston White is the smartest nigga you know, and all of this stupid ass shit. You guys had 400 years of slavery and all of that stupid ass shit. When you did that, and I saw how you could be like that, your anger could be triggered like that, I said, your son just like you. Austin, the one that's just like you. That's why he broke your fucking collarbone when you put your hands on his mama. He got sick and tired of seeing that shit in the house. And then that's why his mom divorced your ass, Jeff. And she left you. And she took Austin and his brother with her, but you still was able to influence them because y'all, like you said, your mom I show him the man part and mom show him the other part. So what man parts do you show him? How to hunt. And look, don't you ever tell you what to do or what he'll do to you. You treat him just like that deer and you knock him down. I can just analyze some shit. Now that's probably not what he said to his son word for word. You can know that he done tried to put that on his sons. And his brother knows deep down inside that's why he can't talk about the story. He can't really tell you what happened. All he can do is give one of those last statements that he said, you took my brother away from me for life. Crying on the stand and shit. You know what I'm saying? For the jury to make sure the jury, him, his dad, made sure the jury gave that nigga 20, 30 years. The mom, she told him she forgave him and all of that shit. Her shit was soft. You heard me? And that's why the dad them went up after. He said, son, you going after your mom and I'm going after you. Your mom's making it easy for this nigga. We're going to tear him down. Boom, and they got up there and ooh, they put on a show. Yeah, them folk put on a fucking show. And you know what? That show, Carmelo Anthony's life taken away from him. This shit got his life taken away from him. He won't see this shit no more. Yeah. So now we got these lawyers that stepped in. Yeah. We got these lawyers that stepped in. They ain't gonna play with a nigga ass. You talking about Bledsoe, he the motherfucking NAACP president. He just got him a law office in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I did the research on these folks. These folks are top tier. They known for breaking these cases down and shit and coming out on top, overturned wrongful conviction cases. Like these folks are number one. They number one with all they wrongful conviction turnover cases. I'm trying to get this shit. It's not popping up. I got to do a deeper dive into the algorithm. Trying to hide this shit. When shit start coming out, they be trying to stop traction on certain shit. I mean, you'll learn about it if you ever get into keywords on your desktop through the Google Home desk. You know, everybody the Google Chrome has a home page. That's a home desktop for the Google Chrome. Yeah. Once you get your keywords plug in on the page, then you can holler at me. Yeah, but they try to take out certain stories and shit and not run the narrative. They don't want the narrative to run too far. Pro bono. That's how you pull it up right there. See, I told y'all. I am cold, my nigga. That's the word I was missing, pro bono. See, you can put in Carmelo Anthony lawyers. They're gonna bring up different lawyers. lawyer for Carmelo Anthony. They gonna still try to throw up different lawyers. You're not gonna see it, but you put in Carmelo Anthony 6 lawyers pro bono. Don't leave out pro bono, and it'll pop up for you. Let's hear what people had to say. I love this
There
shit.
are 65
I mean, I do this shit all day.
If you want to make a selection.
Yeah, I'll pass. Monday CRM lets you manage your.
There are new developments in the case of Carmelo Anthony, who was sentenced to 35 years behind bars for the murder of Austin Metcalf.
Them folk book that nigga,
team announced they will be representing Anthony. NBC latest on this. Now, Ali, what does this mean for the next phase of this case?
Well, Brian and Brittany,
y'all come on in, like the video, subscribe to the
Carmelo
channel.
Anthony filed a pauper oath, basically a request to the court for an attorney saying he could no longer afford. That came the same day that he filed a motion saying he intends to appeal his conviction. This team of 6 prominent Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin lawyers, they're coming
Dallas,
together
Fort
to
Worth,
represent
Austin,
Anthony pro
Texas,
bono.
basically.
The team's headed by
They
former
from all
Dallas
over
County
Texas.
prosecutor Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
It also includes Michael Ware, the director of Texas, and
Michael Ware, the white guy, he is the director of the Innocence Project for Texas. So the Innocence Project, non-profit foundation for the whole Texas. That's the people that help find kids innocent of shit that, was committed out of duress, or, what I'm saying, shit that they didn't do, or shit that they was capable of, or they saying that he was this killer. They can give him mental tests to see if his mindset is a killer mindset. They can get a doctor to do this. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't have him looking like he's a monster. So that's the white guy, the older white guy. He is the director of the Innocence Project for Texas. She finna introduce Bledsoe next. He is the president of the NAACP, who also has his own law firm out in Texas.
president of the Texas NAACP, Gary Bledsoe.
Hey, before she even said it, I already told you who he was. I'm telling y'all, I do this shit. I research this shit before I even find videos to match my research. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. What's these lawyers? Who is Gary Bledsoe? Who is Michael Ware? They give me the information. What did he achieve when he did this? Did he achieve anything when he did this? I'm looking up the information verbatim. I'm talking about, and then doing a deep dive on the information. This shit got me excited. And I was telling y'all about Bledsoe when it first came out, I think a day or 2 days ago. Yeah, I told y'all, he got some heavy hitters. These folks is not normal lawyers. They not just normal lawyers. And when these people step in the courtroom 6 deep, all different areas of the law, they 6 deep, and all of my veterans, ain't none of them got pure black hair. Everybody got gray strands. It's like when your grandparents can see the innocence in a kid that we can't see the innocence in. Yeah. Your grandma like, no. They like, hell no. She like, let them in my house. Let them in my house. That boy need to eat something. You like, damn, grandma, he stole out of his own mama purse. You gonna let him in the house talking about he need to eat something? That's all he done grew up around his whole life. I ain't never seen nothing but niggas walking in and out of the house over there. He ain't had the right raising. Let him in here and I'ma feed him. And then he'll know that he got somebody that appreciate him. And sure enough, man, here come that boy over there when he see me and my grandma and my brothers out in her flower bed and she got all the seeds so she can plant her new flowers and put down new fertilizer and shit. And here come this nigga. He coming over there every day now with us. He want to help out grandma too. I'm like, nigga, this ain't your grandma. But grandma see the innocence, so I still let him play with my shit. And you know what I'm saying? He get to play with us, and we got the basketball goal in front of the house, so he get to play basketball with us. When he come over, he can eat. Grandma fall asleep. He gotta go back home before the street lights come on. So when we get up around 6, we go back out and play with him some more, and then he gotta go home once it's 7, and we get ready to come back in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's his job to raise him, but grandma just want to show him somebody care about you because he's only been raised around different motherfuckers that's done crimes and shit like that and talk about it around his kid.
Despite numerous requests, the team told us they are holding off on interviews for now, but they did release a...
Now watch this. Since these folks that got the case, everybody is trying to get an interview from them. What's up, Wilbur? Yeah, everybody trying to get an interview from them. But watch this. They playing it smart. We decline to make any statements. We decline to say anything about the case right now. You know why they decline? Because they don't want any of their secrets out in the media. You hear me? When they come into that courtroom, we gonna have everything right then and there fresh. Now, they got a surprise for us because they done found something. And they don't slip up and give up any kind of information. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of lawyers make their mistakes nowadays. They start giving the media information. They want to hold a press conference. These folks ain't holding no press conferences. We haven't seen a press conference yet. You know why? Because they still like this. And I found this. They writing it on the board. Okay, right. What did you find out about Austin? Austin had 3 suspensions 2 months prior to the... Come on. Okay, what did you find out about Carmelo? Carmelo had 3 scholarships prior to the... You hear me? And they ain't giving us nothing that they found out. Oh, trust me, they got the full clips. It wasn't 11 minutes. It was way longer than that. No, we want to see the clips. This is how they coming. 11-minute clip. We want to see the whole 5 hours that's from the time the gate opened to the time the police and ambulance got there and put everybody out of the arena. We want to see everything, all 5 hours. If we can't, you can declare that case that you already had a mistrial. See, because if they can see all 5 hours, they can identify who the other guys were besides Austin's twin brother that approached Carmelo, because they can get footage of them coming into the arena from other cameras, right? They need to identify who these guys are because they need to question these guys. No. See, they trying to hide that. These lawyers said they came to break down every aspect of the case. They are finna break this shit down. When they find out who them 2 other boys were, and one of them is on the damn... One of them that was chasing Carmelo went back. When he went back, they said that the coach was pumping Austin's chest, which made Austin lose a lot of blood, apparently. He took the bloody jacket that the coach had over his chest when he was pumping his chest, giving him CPR where the wound was. the jacket got real bloody, so they took the coach jacket in as another piece of evidence. Use that piece of evidence. They gonna the lawyers, they want to see that jacket. They want to see the autopsy from his body and the wound to see if anything happened with the wound when the coach was playing. And was he still alive? How long he was alive after he got stabbed? You know, the coroner can tell him everything. All of that. If he had a timestamp of everything, a timestamp of the stabbing, or they can get around what time the stabbing happened, exactly what time. The coroner can tell from the autopsy how long the person lived after he was stabbed. If anything else was helped cause his death besides the stabbing, like the coach giving him CPR on the stab wound in his chest when he should have just been giving him mouth because he got a stab wound in his chest. If you pump, making him lose blood, he's not gonna survive that. He can survive. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna see that the blade was 3.5 inches long, but Austin's stab wound in his chest was only right at 2 inches. So it's like, how did he stab him and not push the knife all the way through if that's what he meant to do? All of that. They can break down all of that shit, man.
Statement saying in part, recognize the profound loss suffered by one young man's family and the uncertainty facing another. Our responsibility is to determine whether a legal error occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully vigorously presented on appeal. A couple of weeks ago, one of the attorneys now representing Anthony told me that this process takes time. He said an appeal likely wouldn't reach the 5th District Court of Appeals until the end of the year. If they have to move to the state or federal level, that could take even longer.
Everyone's talking about what AI brings to work.
I love how the news channels put it. Everybody's saying, yeah, man, the appeal is going to take so long. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is it's not going to take that long. Not for them. You got NAACP here. You got Texas Innocence Foundation here. You got heavy hitters that can make shit move. These guys are at the top. They have friends that's judges everywhere. So when they take that meeting with the judge about this case at the Supreme Court, it's going to be in a 5-star restaurant and we're going to know nothing about it. And they're going to be like, hey, we need you to push this appeal to right now. Because this young man is innocent of what they saying. And this is how. Here you go. Read that. And you know what that judge gonna do? He gonna look at that motherfucker like that. And he gonna be like, yeah, y'all did y'all job. Yeah, I got you. I'm finna move the appeal to next month. They gonna be like, hey, we need it faster than that. He gonna say, I'm gonna see what I can do. Can we order now? He gonna be like, yeah, anything you want. Yeah, let me get the T-bone. One half Chicago style, half New York style. With asparagus on the side, mashed potatoes, and a glass of red wine. Thank you. You hear me? And the lawyer, you hear me? And them lawyers, they gonna pay for that motherfucking big ass porterhouse steak. One side Chicago, one side New York. And the cut's gonna be nice. Oh, the cuts are gonna be nice. See, that's the thing, man. When people just don't understand. Appeals can take forever. But when the right organizations are involved, appeals can move just like that. Appeals have to be read by a judge. So the appeals come in the offices by the hundreds. So his appeal is back here and this judge is over here. He probably won't make it to his appeal until the end of the year. 600 appeals behind. But you got the leader of the NAACP Supreme Court, somebody who can move the government and who law firms constantly give to these motherfucking political campaigns. Then you got your white brother, Michael Ware, who's over the whole state of Texas Project Innocence nonprofit foundation. You got him coming. Now, when these folks come and stand up in front of the Supreme Court and demand them folks to push this shit forward, these judges are going to understand them. You know why? Because they already good with these judges. These foundations are already good with these judges. It's different. These foundations have the power to make shit move fast. They come to break the shit down and move it on up move it on up the line. You hear me? And that's why they not taking no press conferences. Cause they don't want y'all to know the shit. They want y'all to think that, oh, this shit is finna take forever. He gonna have to at least do a whole year in jail. That's what they want y'all to think. And now watch this. When this shit come out, I'm coming back live and I'm gonna be like, I told y'all last year. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make the thumbnail. I told you so. Free Carmelo. You heard me? Let me write this shit down. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna make it. That's what I'm gonna make the damn thumbnail. I'm gonna make the thumbnail. I told you so. Free Carmelo. So I'll come in there and see this shit, right? Y'all playing with me. Y'all playing with a nigga. Yes, sir. I told you so. Free Carmelo. That's how I'm coming back. Yeah. I feel you, la. You hear me? See, man, that's what we do here, man. We analyze this shit. It's so easy. You gotta have an analytical mind, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have an analytical mind. You got to be open-minded to any scenario. That's how detectives solve cases. They open-minded to any scenario. Okay, watch this. When they come in the house and it's been a murder committed, the detective is open-minded to any scenario. So what he first do when he come in the house, he look around and see where it is. Then he say, out of every entrance in this house, where could this criminal have came through? Now, what he finna go through now is he finna go check every door and he finna go check every window and see which windows open, which windows don't, which windows was the easiest to come through. When he step his ass in and out, whether it's on the roof or on the ground, and he finna check the doors. Was this door unlocked? Was it before it was open? He finna check the knobs and all of that. So now he done looked at the whole house. Watch this. He gonna go to the windows. He gonna flash the light on the windows. He see a fingerprint. This the only window he done got to and seen the fingerprint on the window and some little sand on the window sill. Now, if he would have just said, people keep, their neighbors said they keep their doors unlocked, they never use a key. If he would have just said, oh, this motherfucker had to come in through the back of the front door because he wasn't open to everything, he would have never seen the evidence in the window. Now watch this. He take that sand out the window and then he sees that this little gravel right here comes from the industrial part of New York City. This guy stays in the industrial area, or he works in the industrial area. The detective stopped right there. He finna go and look and see, do the nigga stay over there somewhere or work over there somewhere? He finna run some addresses and shit right quick. He finna sit over there and case out the area for the site that's over there. And most likely he finna come up on the guy. And the guy gonna tell him how the story went. The guy gonna tell him, yeah, he came through that window like the detective already thought. Right? And then he gonna tell him some other shit that he didn't think of, but he glad he thought of that, so he could catch the nigga and he could tell on himself. That's how detectives think. They open-minded to every scenario. That's how I'm thinking on this shit. I'm open-minded to every scenario. And when the story flat-foot lays out in front of me and I look at it and analyze it for what it truly is, then I'm like, yeah, no, Carmelo Anthony was a lame. He was a good kid. He's what we called a lame back in my high school days. Now, he wasn't a part of a gang. He had no criminal record. He didn't get out in the streets with us and jump niggas and fight niggas and shit like that. Like, that wasn't him. Now, he was the type, he didn't even associate with us. He sat in the front of the class. He never turned around and looked back behind him, because we back there in the back hitting them with spitballs in the neck. Nigga, that shit was disgusting, nigga. Back when I was in school, niggas used to have the straws with the spitballs. Niggas used to hit niggas like... Nigga used to hit a nigga in the classroom with the spitball in the back of the neck. Nigga be like, fuck the fuck. This shit crazy, man.
Website creation, but
good
which
spitballs back in the day.
You bring to
I hated that shit. Niggas used to hit a spitball all the way across the class. Nigga be like, nigga. You keep your spit off, people. Yeah, this shit used to be crazy. This shit used to be crazy, G. Yeah, these folks not playing with these folks. These folks not playing with nobody.
A team of elite civil rights attorneys banding together to get a controversial murder conviction overturned, all while teens mock the victim of the disgusting murder on social media. What's the status of Carmelo Anthony's murder conviction? And what are his lawyers' arguments for appeal? Here's what you need to know. In April 2025, 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony fatally stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. Surveillance video from the tragic day showed the teen killer's desperate bid to flee the scene after he plunged a 3.5-inch blade into Metcalf's heart. Body cam video of the aftermath showed Anthony crying over the murder.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
And admitting to being the perp cops were desperately searching for.
Okay, all right.
During a tense trial, Anthony claimed self-defense, but a jury rejected that. After 3 hours, the jury in McKinney, Texas, convicted Anthony of murder. He was sentenced to 35 years in prison. As the murder case made national headlines, tensions escalated over race, with some of Anthony's supporters trying to paint Metcalf, who was white, as a bully who targeted Anthony, who is black. Hate-filled clashes focused on race also erupted outside the courthouse after Anthony supporters broke down crying, dueled in screaming matches, and led to at least one Metcalf supporter getting arrested. Some supporters have even started posting sickening videos on TikTok making fun of the murder, where they gleefully dance about Metcalf's death, in a new trend they distastefully call the Austin Bob. But it looks like Anthony supporters are holding on to new hope that a group of high-profile attorneys will be able to free the killer. According to a report from CBS News, a team of elite civil rights lawyers are planning to join together pro bono in an effort to overturn Anthony's conviction and his sentence. The group includes Texas NAACP President Gary Bledsoe, veteran appellate attorney Russell Wilson, and civil rights lawyer Brooke Clues from Ben Crump Law, among others. The lawyer said in an announcement that they plan to conduct an independent review of the trial to determine whether any errors occurred in the pursuit of an appeal. Our appellate team has been retained following the conviction to conduct a fresh, independent review of the trial record, the group said in a statement. We recognize the profound loss suffered by one young man's family and the uncertainty facing another, and we extend our respect to everyone whose lives have been forever changed by these events. Anthony, who is locked up in a Texas state prison, claimed in his notice of appeal that he is a, quote, penniless, destitute, and indigent person, too poor to employ counsel to represent me on the appeal. An appeal does not necessarily mean Anthony will face a new trial.
Them students definitely got to come forward. It ain't no use to holding this shit back. If I heard what my guy had to say about this shit.
On my way.
Immerse yourself in a thrilling naval story. And assemble in on
Carmelo Anthony, the teenager convicted of murder just 2 weeks ago for the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet last year, has landed himself a new pro bono legal team that is major as his appeal process begins. And I want.
Did y'all hear that? That man said that is major. Damn right, this shit major. This shit is major. No, it's not just. See, this right here make a lot. Anybody that's racist on this situation, it make a lot of them mad. Make a lot of racist people mad. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't talking about you if you're not racist. I said make a lot of racist people, so watch what you say. All right? Because I will roast your ass. Yeah, this is making a lot of racist people mad. I watched my girl, Megyn Kelly, with her racist ass, and she is pissed. And Megyn Kelly got, man, see, because you know what I'm saying? Just because she racist don't mean that I ain't gonna watch her. See, I'm gonna watch her to know how the racist people, because she racist, right? So I'm watching Megyn Kelly, and I mean, she talking bad about Carmelo. And this woman looked very intelligent. You know, a smaller white woman, looked like she had a big career with the media and shit like that. She got big shit. Every video I see in the corner of her video and shit, she put the little sponsor logo down there. She got big sponsors like Sirius XM and all of them type shit. Big satellite radio companies and shit like that, right? She talked bad about it. But guess what? I watched the whole video. Because if she playing anything bad for me, I know about it. Just because she racist don't mean I don't need to hear what she got to say. She might be saying something about me. Yeah, sometimes we just got to let the racists talk so they can bury themselves. Like Jeff Metcalf did. It's no way you can bring yourself back from that. Your racists come, lawyers coming together pro bono and say, let's go help this kid. The grown man had no business saying that. If he truly forgave the kid. And his son could have been angry just like that when he approached this kid. So let's go get those tapes, right? Let's check it out and see if his son is anything like he was on that video that he went live and called Carmelo's mom a bitch, a drunk black bitch. Called his dad a deadbeat and called him a watermelon felon. I mean, when I heard him say that, I knew he was fucking himself off. I knew he was fucking himself off in everything that he probably had already worked for and shit. You know, I knew he was fucking himself off. He was fucking off the case. He thought the case was over with. And he could just say anything about the boy, and when nobody gonna come and help him once they heard this shit being put out there like that. Yeah, I say the parents started that racist shit.
To be clear about something, these are no lightweights, and I gotta ask, does he have a shot at a new trial? Now, this case drew national attention for a number of reasons, including an intensely debated self-defense claim that landed in the hands of a jury, that no black jurors were on that jury, that, remember, Anthony is black, Metcalf was white, both were 17 at the time. Anthony was sentenced to 35 years in prison, but his new appellate legal team is looking to change all that. This team consists of Russell Wilson II, former Dallas County prosecutor, a top-rated criminal defense attorney with 30 years.
Top-rated criminal defense attorney with 30 years experience. Russell Wilson. He lead.
Experience. He's head counsel. Michael L. Ware, director of the Innocence Project of Texas, is second chair. Gary Bledsoe, president of the Texas NAACP and an attorney who specializes in civil rights law. He's third chair. Brooke Clues, described as a skilled litigator and advocate for the disenfranchised with Ben Crump Law. Ben Crump Law, of course, known for its civil rights advocacy. Sean Derdaya, a nationally recognized civil rights and criminal defense lawyer. Justin A. Moore specializes in litigation and civil rights. There is a statement from Anthony's new legal team, reads in part, quote, "Our responsibility is to determine whether a legal occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully and vigorously presented on appeal. The appellate process exists for precisely this purpose." Do they have a shot? Joining me now for a closer look is national trial attorney for Mills and Edwards LLP, Dante Mills. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for taking the time. What does it tell you?
It's quite a team, and it was assembled by Lee Merritt, who's a phenomenal long-term veteran civil rights attorney who pulled this team together. Everybody's working pro bono, and they're putting out the right statement to start. I will say that. They're not saying...
Michael L. Ware assembled everybody. The white guy, he brought everybody together. He's been a long-time civil rights activist. Michael, the old guy. Innocence Project. See, you gotta know how big a nigga is before you even. Come on, man. They been doing this. Everybody got 30 years or more under their belt, except for the two young black people, Miss Kloops and I think his name John, whatever his name is. Yeah. Them the only two. Everybody else, 30 years under their belt. They the best. They the best at what they do. Yeah, the friend did this shit, saying he didn't know Carmelo. The folks showed the photo of him chilling with Carmelo.
Oh, he's innocent. Oh, there should be a new trial. They're saying we're going to comb the facts of this case. We're going to comb the record of this trial and see if there was a legal issue. If there was, we're going to put it in front of a judge and have them determine if this appeal should move forward, if it's valid, and if there should be a new trial.
Is there really a legal issue here? Because at the end of the day, it was never really explained why he had a knife. He didn't take the stand. This idea of bringing a deadly weapon to that altercation didn't seem proportional, didn't seem like the what's the legal issue that they would fight for?
I think you're absolutely right. I think the defense attorney initially in this case dropped the ball with the trial because there was never anything put forward to show that he truly feared for his life. Remember, Carmelo Anthony did not take the stand, right? And you didn't have witnesses coming in saying he looked afraid. Without that evidence, I think it was almost impossible.
Who gonna say it? Who gonna say he looked afraid? Which kids under the tent is gonna say that this nigga looked afraid? Even if he did, if I went to the school and Carmelo looked afraid and I was under that damn tent, I wouldn't say it. Shit, I gotta go back to school with these motherfuckers. I know what they'll try to do to me. They just tried to do it to him. Hey, yeah. Yeah, that's what they like to do. I don't even pay attention to that shit. Yeah, Mel, you can get the fuck out the chat. That's what they gotta do. Yeah. Yeah, if I went to school with Austin and them, I wouldn't help Carmelo out either. Shit, and then I'd be the only black nigga left under the tent. And nigga, shit, if they'll do that to him, they'll do it to me while I'm in school, goddammit, and I gotta go to school every day with him. Nah, it ain't worth the trouble. He can just go to jail. If I'm a kid and I'm his age, that's how a kid gonna think. He can just go to jail. It wasn't our fault. We couldn't help him. Somebody should have went and got the coach. Austin would probably be alive. You know what I never heard either? I never heard anyone say they spoke up and told Austin, hey, Austin, don't even mess with him, dude. Just go tell the coach. Nobody said that. Yup, so Austin obviously ran the show.
To get a verdict of self-defense. That's separate, though, from legal issues. Legal errors, yeah. Legal errors. A legal error isn't we think the case. Sure. A legal error is some evidence came in that should not have.
He didn't even have a fair shot.
Well, he didn't have a fair shot because there was a legal error. It has to be grounded in a legal error, not just, I think his attorney could have done better.
His Miranda rights wasn't read and he incriminated himself before he got in the truck. And the lawyers never told him, hey man, listen, we don't care. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can abuse you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to read him the Mirandas. Thank you. Thank you, I killed you, bitch. Yep, I got to. Yeah, I mean, people gotta know this. I'm just telling you the shit that that these lawyers, when you say NAACP, when you say Texas Innocence Foundation of Texas, when you say President of Texas NAACP, when you say Michael L. Ware is a long-term civil rights activist. When you say shit like that, that means Michael Ware, he's been one of those white guys that's been helping out black people since since he was able to. You know what I'm saying? Since he was young and but old enough to tell what racism was, he's been an activist. His parents probably was the same way and helped out, black people escape from dangerous situations back in those days. And he kept it going, not just for the city he's from in Texas, but the whole Texas. And he's been at the top with overturning wrongful convictions. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate that. You know, some of his people are racist and he get towed down by them all the time. He has to hear it all the time unless he's not around them. And that's one thing I know about a lot of my wealthy white friends. If they are about it or they feel like that this person is always negative when they come around or negative towards them, they just eliminate themselves from the situation. They back the fuck up off that person never be able to come around them again. That's the same way I am. Way.
It has to be something like this video. I think the biggest issue here is that 12 to 14 minute video that was played after Metcalf, after he was stabbed, dying. I think that was very prejudicial. There was no probative value. I don't think that added to the case, but it was so devastating to. And in their minds may have said, I feel so bad for this victim, there's no way I'm going to go self-defense. So something like that, this legal team could latch on. That evidence should not have been presented. It would have impacted the jury, and the outcome would have been different.
I'm sure the argument, and I'm sure they'll also make the argument that the autopsy photos were incredibly graphic too. The degree of this attack, it would show how violent it was. And the other thing look, two other issues. One, no black jurors. I don't know if that's going to be an appellate issue to be successful. And two, I think there was a question about the jury instruction about how you frame self-defense and whether if someone's the aggressor or not, can they still be acting in self-defense, if I remember correctly. Do you think any of those issues are going to be successful?
I don't think that the jury issue is going to be successful. They're going to raise it, but the prosecutors put forward a valid reason why they struck those black jurors or those potential black jurors off the panel.
Bro. Some people just don't believe the power of the NAACP. I'm going to tell y'all the truth about the NAACP. The NAACP can help black people, but it's not here to escape black people from their current situations. It's only meant to help them, right? It's a government plan. It's a government foundation, the NAACP. It's meant to help the black people. But if the government tells somebody something to do, guess what? It's going to get done. So, NAACP being a government plan anywhere they go, and they want some shit done or want some shit to come through or want some shit to happen, they can make it happen. That shit happen just like that. Yeah, they can do that. Only because they the NAACP. It's just like the CIA. They can do that shit. Because they the CIA, any government plant. Martin Luther King was able to do it till he switched up on them folks' ass. I told y'all they killed his ass right here in Memphis. They said, oh, you want to tell them? No, go to Memphis. We're going to have you a parade out there, man. Then you make your decision. Yeah, you didn't get to see the parade. Them folks blew your head off, Martin Luther King. Having you selling dreams to black kids. Telling them how to dream. This shit crazy, man.
They said that because they were educators, they thought educators would have this sympathy for anyone. Remember, Carmelo Anthony was a minor; he was 17 years old at the time. An educator could feel that empathy for someone and not want to convict them. As long as you have a valid reason, it's hard to prove that the only reason you voted them off is because they were black. It's a hard hurdle.
I gotta say, race never played a role in this case. There was never an allegation that Austin Metcalf made a racial comment to Carmelo Anthony. To me, it always seemed like the media was pushing that a lot. But having said that, Austin Metcalf's dad has not been shy with the media. He's grieving. Let's be clear, he's grieving. But he blasted Anthony.
Is he grieving? Is he grieving? Before he say that, this man done blasted Carmelo's parents and shit. He say, but he's grieving. But he's grieving. But he went on social media and he said this. So you're gonna take up for that man, but you won't take up for a kid. That shit crazy.
Parents for not coming to the sentencing. He's blasted people in the media, often for questions the verdict. He's also made some remarks. He called Anthony a watermelon felon, his family grifters. Is that going to affect the appeal at all?
Not at all. I think any judge will look at this and say, let's separate the two. I think it's sad that he's stooping to this level, despite the fact that he's grieving. Everyone should get an allotment for grieving. But remember, there's two families grieving here. This was, no matter how you look at it, a horrible mistake. Life was taken, and Carmelo Anthony will potentially be in jail for the next maybe 20 years.
Now, that's what I said. I said, I'll keep forgetting. Austin parents not the only person who lost a child. Carmelo parents lost a child too. And they saying this on News Nation. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the big media coverage. You know what I'm saying? 3 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. You know how many got them subscribed to the television, sitting there on the same station, CNN, them all. You know how many. Yeah, them folks hand in hand.
So his family is grieving as well. They have the right to not want to go to a sentencing where the entire point of that sentencing is going to be to hear bad things about their son, to hear how their son impacted someone else's life. They have the right to say, I don't want to hear that. I sat through the trial. He knows he has our support. I don't want to go to the sentencing. They have the right to do that if that's the way that they grieve after their son was found guilty of murder. I don't think we should really look to put anyone's father in this position.
That was right for him to say. We don't know how them folks grieve. They can say, we seen our son go through trial. We don't want to hear all that bad shit they got to say about him and all of that when they convicted him. They ain't got to hear all of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Should give everybody their space. Leave race out of it. Let's just look at the law and the facts.
He's got a great legal team, but they have to have the law and the facts on their side to support it. Dante Mills, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good seeing you. All right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone.
Yeah. We don't need the News Nation app. News Nation, we don't need the News Nation app. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my boy made Court TV, Law and Crime. I mean, this boy made everything. These folk put my boy Carmelo on everything.
Hey man, can you share my number one
Court
tip for
TV.
business success?
Switch to Monday CRM.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Court TV,
We're thinking
Law
about
and
old school
Crime.
CRMs. Monday CRM had
This is
It was the
crazy.
trial and verdict that divided the community.
This is Court TV right here. The story they did on Carmelo. This shit all over TV. Yeah.
A case where different people looked at
That shit all over TV. That shit crazy. My nigga on Court TV, Law and Crime, True Crime. Man, these folks had got my boy plastered like a poster child for the murder. Yeah. Shout out to my girl, Lala Go Harder. She #1 in the chat right now. She #1 in the chat. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We digging deep into this Carmelo Anthony situation because we know these lawyers, they got a bombshell they finna blow up in the court system for this man. Man, it's like they bringing the military in. They bringing all the hard hitters. They coming like special ops on Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? A team of 6 SEALs. That's that's how they send out the SEALs. You know what I'm saying? They send out a team of 6 SEALs. Them folk, man, whatever their mission is, them folk gonna accomplish that. Yeah, they gonna get that done and sweep up under the rug. Come back, nigga ain't gonna know they set foot on the soil. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them 6 SEALs gonna get it, man.
It was the trial and verdict that divided the community, a case where different people looked at the different conclusions. Austin Metcalf was a athlete at a track meet, sitting under his Memorial High School tent with his twin brother and teammates. Carmelo Anthony was a student athlete from a different high school who went under that Memorial High School tent and was asked to leave. That's when things escalated. Witnesses testified that Carmelo refused to leave and told Austin, "Touch me and see what happens." Austin did touch Carmelo, and what happened next ended one teenage life and has another teenager locked up in prison, convicted of murder. Witnesses described what happened, but now, for the first time, we are seeing the surveillance video. What does it reveal? We also have the body cam video from that day when Carmelo Anthony was first approached by police.
I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained.
And now we will take a first-hand look at the evidence and ask, was justice served? This is a trial the public did not see. Some microphones kept out of the courtroom, so we never got to hear the testimony of the witnesses. But now, which had been sealed, has been unsealed. And we're going to take a look at it with Cody Thomas, who was inside the courtroom for this trial, as we try to figure out, was justice served? I'm Vinny Politan. Let's investigate.
Man, I nigga made court TV. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man. Free Carmelo. He done made court TV. He don't deserve it. Let's get it going.
The Carmelo Anthony case, investigation, trial, verdict, all of it still reverberating around the country. A lot of it because there were no cameras inside the courtroom. There were no microphones inside the courtroom. So we had a super divisive, high-profile case with an invested community, a divided community, and no one got to see it. So people are debating the case or debating the verdict without even listening to the testimony or seeing the evidence. This is a strange place we're in. Carmelo Anthony was convicted of murder. We know that. We know what the jury said. We know the results of all this. But the results have put us in a place where there is a sense of a mistrust of. I knew this would happen. It always happens. In a case like this, if you don't allow the public to see it, the public to hear it, one side or the other is going to lose the case, and then they're going to question the results of the case. And then you're going to have all these people talking about what the evidence actually was and what it does show. It's all secondhand, third hand. And just like in a courtroom, it's hearsay. That's why hearsay is inadmissible in a trial, because it's not liable. Yet this court, this judge, this jurisdiction set it up So like the public reading this all based upon second and third hand hearsay. Not the way to do it, not to instill trust in the system. Well, finally, we're at a point where at least the evidence, the unsealed evidence has been released. And this is a big moment. So we're getting to see and hear some of the videos. We're getting to see some of the exhibits. And that's what we're going to do right here, right now. But I'm not going to do it by myself because I want you to have a much better context for what you're seeing and hearing. So I'm going to bring in Court TV anchor Cody Thomas, who was inside the courtroom for all this, was in Texas. Cody, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And I think it's important as we go through this evidence that you're here so you can help give us the context of all of this. I want to start here. There's some video here. This is Austin Metcalf entering the stadium with other students. So what can you tell us about this day, this track meet, them entering? Was there any sort of history between this team and Carmelo Anthony's team?
No history between these two teams. Where these boys were coming from, I guess the middle school that they went to is kind of adjacent to the high school that they were at. And the understanding as in the courtroom is that, this is early in the morning. This was, 10 o'clock in the morning when this all went down. They got word that some of their old coaches, the old football coaches, were at this middle, talking to their old coaches and, reminisce on good times and hang out for a little bit. So that's where they were prior to coming to the tent. And that's where they're coming from here. This specific video here was shown, of course, during the forensic video analyst testimony, the very first witness called in the whole trial, pretty much for the analyst to talk about, we identify who was in, the later video when the moment happens. So this is one of those earlier videos like, hey, this is what he has on, black top, black shorts, these shoes, they zoomed in on the shoes. I think they were New Balance, some, distinguishable colored shoes. But that is the context of what that specific clip was for them coming into the gate. Kind of just a identity type of deal.
A scene setter, and
yeah,
because it'll make it easier to understand the rest of the videos. All right, let's take a look now at Carmelo Anthony entering the stadium and this video, which is a much wider shot. What's significant here?
So you're going to see him, of course, at the pixelated because the camera's from across the football field, showing him coming with the backpack, lighter colored hoodie. Also an identifier type of clip here, scene setter, just to let you know what he has on compared to what Austin gets here in the video. You'll know who we're looking at. So they spot shouted him there, they spot shouted Austin, just so you know who's who.
Now, show in just a second the actual video of the.
It looked like there was Austin behind.
The stabbing, the murder, right? The jury has spoken. They call it. They said it's a murder, so we call it a murder. This is about 36 seconds worth of video of this moment. As we take a look at it, there have been a lot of people who had very specific
How can you do anything with 36
this.
seconds?
I listened to your interpretation the first time I watched it. This is not going to be the first time I've seen it. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand what Cody was describing. Just tell us, how is this shown to the jury? Is this shown to the jury on a big screen? Do they have little monitors in front of them? What was the setup in the courtroom for this jury?
So it was a decently sized screen. It looked like what, maybe a big screen television. So that's what the jury was looking at. And then, of course, us in the gallery, there were two kind of normal sized flat screens on either side of the gallery for us to see it. So it was, I was at the back of the courtroom. So I could see what was going on, but I didn't have my glasses in the courtroom, so I still was squinting really hard. But the jury had a big screen TV that was kind of directly adjacent to the jury box. So they got a decent view at this video, which, again, as I was describing, weeks ago, it is not the best quality, but it sets the scene as to what is going on.
And how much did the jury see of this video? Did they see it zoomed in? Did they see it slowed down? Did they see it frame by frame? How was it presented to the jury as we get ready to show it to the viewers here?
All of those things. So the forensic video analyst set the scene like, hey, this is where we are.
Coming like
the full context of the video. You see where it looks better quality because it's what it's supposed to be, the resolution that it's supposed to be. Then we saw those clips that we just showed, the identifiers, the other angles of different cameras around the stadium. So again, scene setters, individual A, individual B, Austin, Carmelo, and then you saw the zoom in. Here's the tent. Here's what's going on. The video we just showed Carmelo coming out of the underside of that side of the bleachers. This is him. So you saw all of that before we got to the zoomed tent. And so, of course, we're about to watch the video so we can watch it and then talk about it there. But you saw it in all those zoomed in contexts. You saw the shove, or what's presumed to be shove and everything following. Frame by frame, slowed down. Here's Carmelo. Here's Austin, zoomed in, all of the things. Because this was the first, arguably, probably one of the most important witnesses during the whole trial, because this is the only video we had.
Okay, so we're going to show you this wide video in real time, not slowed down. It's about 36 seconds, which takes us to the moment of the stabbing, and then when Carmelo leaves. The tent is where you want to focus your attention, folks, on the tent on the left side of the room and towards the top of the tent. So the top of the tent is there. Look just below that. That's where the action takes place. That's where the murder takes place. And then you'll see Carmelo leave towards the top. Let's take a look at that in real time right now.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just
crazy.
a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible, or vibe coding meets drag and drop freedom. We'll see about that.
And everything, I mean, this is a super wide angle.
Yeah.
You can tell there's people. Right here, a little bit of action back and forth. And then off the top, now being shadowed. That's Carmelo, right? And this is what the prosecutors put together for the jury.
You see him running away. You'll see him run for a little bit. Then you'll see him slow down and walk here in a second, because the prosecution is really harping on he's just trying to like blend in, like get away from what was going on. But the thing about it, Benny, you saw in real time how quick, if you blinked, you might have missed it. You know what I mean? And that's to the point of some of the witnesses who were on the stand testifying. Those student witnesses were saying, this happened. We didn't even realize it happened. We knew they were up there yapping, going back and forth at each other. We saw the shove. Some of them didn't. Some of them were on their phones. But even the ones who saw the shove and, the scuffle didn't even realize the stabbing had happened until Austin pulled his shirt up and there was a big gaping hole in his chest. And they saw a whole bunch of blood. In the moment, they didn't see any of that. The gruesomeness of it go down, the actual crime itself.
Oh, they didn't.
Because it was so fast.
Okay, so here, let's do this. It's important, obviously, what happens in the moment. But I want to take a look at the minutes leading up to that. And we are going to zoom in on the tent. So everything obviously is going to get much more blurry because of the quality of the video. So we're going to zoom in on the tent. And then you're going to see a countdown clock on the video. The clock is going backwards. And when it hits 0, that's right around the time when all of this happens and Carmelo then leaves the tented area. But in the build-up to all this, to me, this is significant, right? If you're alleging self-defense, which is what he alleged, something had to happen before the moment of the knife coming out and what the scene was like. So let's put that video up now and together take a look at it. So you can see once you zoom in, everything gets a little more blurry, to say the least. So what is the testimony about what's happening in the minutes leading up to this? Is everyone there? How long is Carmelo there? How long is Austin there?
So what we heard in court, because we watched it from the context of, when Carmelo came out of that tunnel and when Austin was walking back from the middle school. The testimony, even the prosecutors were saying Carmelo was under this tent 2 minutes before Austin Metcalf and those boys got to the tent. About like minute 58, somewhere around the 2-minute mark. Once Austin gets there, both parties are under this tent for around 4 minutes and some change. So again, a very quick
So at this point, everyone would be under the tent. We're doing the last.
Yes.
We're about 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yes. So everybody would be under the tent.
Let's just freeze it for a moment there. We'll pause it for just a moment. Do we know exactly where everyone is, or do people move around?
People are obviously moving, but I'll tell you, in that courtroom, Benny, there was no specific, because this is a big point of contention. Who was sitting, who was standing, who was, over whoever, arguing or whatever. Nothing was specified as far as under this tent. Of course, when you see the push and all the shove, that's, obviously rightfully assumed to be them. But as far as right here, where you just see these humanoid blobs, nothing was really, this is this person. This person's obviously sitting. I mean, you can't really see anything, right? And the defense's narrative is that, and you've heard a bunch of the chatter online from Carmelo's parents, is that he was getting jumped or, 3 to 4 different people, right? But here, of course, you see a lot of people, but you can't make out who's standing around who's what, doing what, whatever under the tent. So nothing specified as far as like this.
And none of the witnesses didn't get up on the witness stand and say, "Oh yeah, that's me.
No,
that's Carmelo. That's all."
No, because I remember one thing they're saying. The defense was trying to point out, or no, the prosecution. So this is you right here. Is one of the defense's witnesses, one of those students, and that witness said, "I don't even remember like who, like in that image right here or this piece of video. I don't even remember if that was me." And of course, the prosecutor's like, "Well, that was you." Blah blah blah. Based on what.
Of course, the prosecutor is going to say that because they know who is who in the video. And these kids are acting like they can't even remember. Now, your supposedly friend just fucking died, but you don't remember shit from it. You was right there. You telling me you don't remember shit from it. Now, if those were black kids, the detectives would have treated them hostile when they start saying that they don't know what the fuck happened, because they gonna y'all know something that fucking happened to you right there. Now, somebody's not telling me something. What went on under that tent? Okay, Austin approached him. He called him a nigger. He said he'd hurt him very badly if he didn't. He said he hurt him very badly if he didn't get from us. Did he say that he hurt him very badly? He said he'd kill him. What did the boy do then? He pulled his knife and he said, "Try it and see what happens." Man, why they taking up for these folk, man? Why they taking up for them? That's all I want to know. The whole lot of commotion was them seeing that what's his name, Austin, had been stabbed. And he was trying to run. Because he was getting ready to run after Carmelo. Till he realized he was stabbed. Then the other ones that came with him, 2 of them, they ran off. I think that was his brother and the one that was on the right side of the tent, that was doing all the back and forth commotion with his feet. Yeah, the one that was doing all the back and forth commotion on the right side of the tent. The one that also called the ambulance once he got back to the tent, saw that the ambulance hadn't made it. It was just the coach and Austin's brother pumping his chest, pumping all the rest of the blood out of him. That shit was crazy.
Ever. But even this witness didn't remember who he was in the context of the video.
Let's keep it rolling. Again, we're counting down to the moment that all this happens. But as I'm watching, it doesn't seem like there's nothing physical happening. Nothing necessarily.
It's something to take away.
There could be some shadow.
And something to take away. You saw those kids, walk by.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't as something as concerning enough for people to stop. Because teenagers are going to be, even adults. If something's really going down, you stop. Hey, what's happening?
Stop. You're gonna look.
You see it on the road all the time. People rubbernecking when wrecks happen. You know what I mean? So if something was really happening, like this kid's just casually walking away, you see them towards the bottom of the screen. You see much movement going on under the tent. Everybody coming up in a yellow jacket. They're just kind of there. Looks like a poncho or something. But
let me ask you this: is it raining at this moment?
There was a lot of talk about rain. It was raining hard earlier. At this point in time, it's kind of misting. Like some people have umbrellas.
The person that walked up got a big ass raincoat on, poncho. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, all them kids was there. Nobody remember what happened. How does that make sense? I mean, can you make it make sense? How does you got over 12 kids under a tent? One of them lose their life. None of these kids know what happened. That shit is crazy, y'all.
Some people don't, because it could pour for a little. It can get real humid. It could just kind of sprinkle, and you don't really care because raining. We saw Austin and his boys walking back with no umbrellas. So, it could have been just wet and yucky, but not to say it was completely storming. That was the whole, thing about it in the trial, because it was Carmelo under the tent to get out of the rain. But you see these people just casually walking up, not running out of the rain.
Right. Yeah. Casual. When we see it again, someone walking in front there.
Mm-hmm.
As I look in that front row, again, there's not a ton of movement.
Nothing going on.
There's a little bit. Now there's a little bit more. A minute beforehand, a little more activity.
But the thing, like, you see how still it is. Given the multiple dichotomous narratives that we've heard, of course there are kids moving around. These kids are walking around, but it doesn't look like there's a fight ensuing. Of course, there's a verbal altercation where 45 seconds removed from the situation. Maybe this is when the
But every time a kid walk past, they constantly looking up there at the tent like this. I think it's something going on up there, because everybody doing this. Ain't nobody walking up there because them kids don't want to be in trouble. Them kids don't want to be in trouble. And don't know to their records, especially if they go on to college, that they reckless. No kid. Keisha here. What's up? What's up? Yeah. We working hard. It's crazy. I know.
in the bag to touch me and see what happens is going on right here. And, Austin Metcalf saying, according to testimony, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet. I'm not going to fight you. Just get out. I'm sure all of that's getting...
Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Those of you just coming in, y'all know what it is.
Said right here, as we are 30 seconds from the moment that happens. But it's not like this altercation that I can see from this blurry video of 4 to 5 different people on somebody.
No, there doesn't seem to be like a group of people moving and surrounding. There's a little bit of movement there in the top left. We see some arm. It looks like some arms, perhaps.
Yeah, like an arm that's maybe extended there or something.
Yep.
And then here we are.
Go. Shove, stab,
that quick,
and he
run away.
leaves. That is so fast.
Just like that.
And
just
now
like
everyone, you see the rest of everyone else leave, and now you see him running off. But the physicality of what happened, shove, and then like everyone's moving in one direction, then they come right back in the other direction, and that's my guess is that's the response, that's the stab.
Yeah,
the next thing you see, he's popping out.
Yeah, the push, the comeback, boom, he runs up in the stick. Now he's obviously running away, and you see these people running after him. You see the point, like that was him. That's before he reaches the coach, and people are saying, hey, they're saying this kid stabbed somebody, stop him. And then he's walking around the track with this coach, and the coach is like, "Hey, son, what have you done?" Coach from a different school. They're all different kinds of coaches, and the coach is like, and he testified, "What are they saying you've done? What have you done?" He put his hands on me. I told him not to, and the coach is like, "Well, if he dies, your life changes right here." And he's like, "Oh, he's not gonna die." which, did he think he killed somebody? He obviously stabbed him, but maybe he didn't think he killed anybody. And the coach is like, well, that may be true, but if he does die. And then that's when he said Carmelo starts to cry and everything else ensues.
The realization of what happened in just a split second. So let's do this. Let's again take a look at that video. This time we're going to slow it down. We're going to slow down. It's going to be those final moments. So see if we can understand a little bit better the movement inside that tent as Austin Metcalf is murdered by Carmelo Anthony. We'll take a look and see if it sheds any more light on what's happening. So again, this is slowed down. This is in slow motion, folks. This is not real time. So again, I see a little.
And you can see towards the top of there, it looks like someone's out.
Yes.
Do whatever, whether that hand is on Carmelo, whether it's just pointing out or whatever's just.
Someone gets up. You could see someone get up. It seemed like that's Austin is seated and it gets up halfway, and as he's getting up, I see a push. That's what I saw. Was the testimony consistent that Austin was standing at that moment of the push?
Well, yes, at the moment of the push. But in the seconds leading up, that was another huge point of contention. Who was sitting? Who came from what bleachers? Was Austin down a couple of bleachers and came to him? Was Carmelo sitting down? Were they both standing? That was the whole thing, because it's like the defense was trying to make Austin and his brother out to be these two bullies, kind of, towering over Carmelo, who's sitting down. But I mean, you can't really tell anything from what's going on in this video, who's sitting and who's where. But the push itself was kind of universally understood that they were standing when this push happened.
Yeah, I mean, my interpretation of the slow motion is it's either as he's getting up or as he's taking a step down. He seems to be crouched. And if one person is seated and one person is standing, to push him, you're going to have to go down a little bit.
Right.
And that's what I saw. And folks, now you have seen it. At a minimum, you get an idea of the context from Cody, and you get to see the evidence yourself.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 40.
I already know the boy got self-defense. Yes, ma'am. You are number one. Yep, I know the boy got self-defense. And these 6 attorneys, they gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? They gonna pull out evidence together. They gonna get the boy conviction overturned. They gonna get him a new trial set. And then we're gonna see the real deal shit. We're gonna see everything that happened way before the altercation, way before all this blurry shit. We're gonna know who is who's standing where, how many people it is. They gonna clear that shit up a little bit more for us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what this is. This is Blocstarr Imis Analytics. What are we? We are Blocstarr Analysts. What did we just do? We just analyzed the fuck out of this shit. I love you, chat. Thank you, chat. Listen, man, you've been chilling with yours truly. It's Blocstarr Imis, all the way from Memphis. Don't you forget me. Look, don't forget the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to become a part of the family. I love y'all. I'm out.